The state keeping a cautious eye on Ian, expected to gain strength as it moves toward the Gulf, says the National Hurricane Center's John Cangelosi.
We're actually forecasting what's called a major hurricane, which is Category 3 or stronger. So we have pretty good confidence that this is going to be quite a big deal. What we don't really know at this range is who's going to see the greatest impact. Governor Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency.
Make preparations now, and I know a lot of people have been doing it throughout the state of Florida, and the things that you should be prepared with are things like food, water, batteries, medicine, fuel.
President Biden has also declared an emergency and postponed his September 27th trip to Florida. I'm Julie Walker.
A deadly school shooting in central Russia. 13 people killed, more than 20 others wounded. Police say the gunman took his own life. A Russian army recruitment officer in critical condition after being shot in Siberia.
The filming is a little shaky, but it seems clear what happened. Military Commissar Alexander Yeliseyev is at an army enlistment office in the remote Siberian town of Ust-Yimsk. Another man raises his gun and a shot is fired.
The BBC's Paul Moss says there is a suspect in custody. Other Russian recruitment offices have been firebombed in recent days. Italy will soon be under new management. The far-right Brothers of Italy swept national elections. Its leader, Giorgia Meloni, set to become Italy's first female premier. On Wall Street, ahead of this morning's opening bell, the Dow futures down 116 points. NASDAQ futures trading 19 points lower. More on these stories, townhall.com.
And my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold, the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Progressive is America's #1 motorcycle insurer, so we understand motorcycles. No, really, we have a bike translator.
Okay, so this bike says she is struggling with her place in the motorcycle community. Well, she says she hasn't peaked yet, but she's having a little epiphany, okay? Oh, that maybe life itself is the peak. Interesting. In my experience, I found that. Oh, so I just translate. Not allowed to have opinions. Got it.
Quote with Progressive and see if you could save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Japan is worried about Russian President Putin's threat to use nuclear weapons in Ukraine.
唯一の戦争被爆国としてロシアによる核兵器による威嚇も
At a press conference in Tokyo, Chief Cabinet Secretary Hirokazu Matsuno says, as the world's only country to have suffered nuclear attacks, we strongly demand that the threat or use of nuclear weapons by Russia should never happen. He also announces an additional ban by the Japanese government of the export of materials that may be used for chemical weapons to 21 Russian organizations, including science laboratories. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Apple will make its iPhone 14 in India. The announcement comes as manufacturers shift production away from China amid geopolitical tensions and pandemic restrictions. News and analysis, townhall.com. The feds have their sights set on Amazon.
Federal regulators are ordering Amazon founder Jeff Bezos to testify in the government's investigation of Amazon Prime. The government rejected the company's complaint. Executives are being unfairly harassed in the probe of the popular streaming and shopping service. Federal Trade Commission issuing an order denying Amazon's request to cancel civil subpoenas sent to Bezos in June. Order also sets a deadline of January 20th for the completion of all testimony by Bezos and 16 other senior executives. Jason Walker reporting.
A mining company wants to extract an assortment of rare elements from southeast Nebraska, announcing an agreement that would provide up to $285 million to help cover the roughly $1.1 billion cost of building that mine. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat.
Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to it.
Yeah, buddy.
I know it's not fun like Friday, but, you know, to have Friday, you must first have a Monday.
It's the start of a whole new set of opportunities.
There you go.
A whole new chance to mess stuff up.
Get a chance to struggle through the week and look forward to Friday again.
That's right. That's right. Power through. Because we're powering through together. That's what it's all about.
There it is. We're a team.
Mm-hmm.
There's no I in our team.
It's funny. The morning radio show equivalent of Who Messed With My Thermostat is somebody wore my headphones.
Yeah, that happened right when I went on air. I put them on and they were shrunk down to tiny head size.
No, I don't usually see you wearing your headphones that big either.
I always wear them big.
But I know there's never usually that much space.
Maybe I don't have them sitting this high, but I always push them up because if I don't, this thing pushes down on my head. Next thing you know, I got headphone head all
day. It just
day.
seems like maybe there's a little, like maybe you're like one click off.
No, I push it all the way up, and it's all the way up. So
just something looks off about it.
Oh, I don't know.
It's throwing me off. I've always worn my back, so
maybe my hair's lower.
Maybe did you get a haircut?
Not really. Oh. No. I did trim my beard, but it just goes that up there. It just disappears on its own.
It trims itself. Turns out
it's self-trimming.
It's self-sustaining or self-maintaining, I guess.
Yeah, it just falls out. How convenient. Mm-hmm. But happy Monday.
Yes.
Hope everyone had a great weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys fans are happy because they don't play till tonight, so they're still winning.
Yeah.
Unlike my team, who stunk up Blaze.
It's all right. You guys have a chance to knock them out next week.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Unless knock them out by their stink because they're awful.
Well, it's when a negative times a negative.
Yeah.
If algebra serves me correctly, that equals a positive. So
yeah,
it should be good for you guys.
Yeah, it was so bad. It was good yesterday at FedEx Field watching that team. Ooh, they got out coached. They got outplayed. They can blame injuries, but I'm sorry, you're an NFL franchise. You shouldn't be getting smoked like that.
Yeah, have some backup.
Yeah, you have one job.
Figure it out. Figure it out. That's what I say. I say figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out. How was your weekend?
Is busy and disappointing.
Busy and disappointing. That's explain. Quite an. Yeah.
So I try to keep the kids active over the weekend. The weekends that I have, to keep activities happening, keep doing stuff, so they're not bored.
Yeah,
bored is boring. And every single place I took them, every single thing we did, there was an element of disappointment to it.
Oh.
Like I figured, okay, I took the kids out for breakfast at IHOP on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
For Saturday morning breakfast, exciting. Rhiannon didn't get the pancakes that Hunter got, which would have the frosting and the sprinkles on them, so she wasn't happy about it. So she just kind of picked at it. It was just that. So that's kind of how things started.
Not same breakfasts, so that was a problem.
It became an issue. Then it was her friend who she was supposed to go see was busy, and they were doing stuff, so she had to wait before she could see her, and it was.
The world was not revolving around Rhiannon this
For
weekend.
2 hours we drove around. She's like, are they home yet? I'm like, Rhiannon, give it a few minutes. And then
exercise in patience.
Yesterday we went over to the costume store just to look around. I told her we're just looking around.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Well,
they're kids, just looking around in a costume store.
Here's the thing. I wanted to get ideas because I'm figure I can shop online and get much better deals.
But with the kids, they don't work that way.
But therein lies the problem. I was ready and willing to get them costumes if I found them ones that they wanted.
Sure.
Okay? Here's the problem.
Yeah.
The one that Rhiannon wanted was only in a toddler size.
Oh, so it's too small.
So the rest of the entire trip to the costume store was just a wash.
Oh, I
she
got
kept
you.
walking by the same shelf, looking. I'm like, Rhiannon,
It's
you're
not
not
gonna
going to
get
fit
bigger.
in a 3T, honey. I'm sorry.
Well, maybe you can find it online.
You can. I was telling her she might be able to fit in some adult costumes. Some of the
Maybe.
ones I was looking at, she looked like she could fit in some of those.
Well, maybe you can find that one in a bigger
that's
size
kind of what we're
online.
thinking. Is I'm going to look online and hope for the best.
Of course,
If not-
Hunter's like anything looks like a robot or something.
Well, he
cool.
wanted to be. They both wanted to be characters from Bluey.
Oh.
And therein lies the problem because Bluey is a show for like preschoolers, and they make the costumes for preschoolers.
And they're just a wee bit over than that. So.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, you ever you have friends that sew? I know you got friends that could
that's
cook.
what I was thinking. Is I can get creative. We still have some time, so I can get creative. But
That's right.
We'll see what happens. So yeah, it was a lot of disappointment, on their faces, and it was just it's irritating. It's
Yeah.
like you try to go the extra mile, you push a little bit. And
You wanted perfect, and it
I
didn't
didn't
come
want
out.
perfect. I just wanted good.
Yeah, you got it. I got you. You had to build up
I
in your
just
head, and
wanted-
it didn't work out the way you
I
wanted.
wanted to leave any place that we went this weekend without hearing behind me, huh. She has to audibly let everyone around her know exactly how she feels at all points in time.
Yeah, well.
She has no control over that. But I digress. How was your weekend?
It was all right. I did American Legion stuff Saturday and watched football yesterday. That was pretty much my my weekend, and some honeydews and things, and helped Kim. She's back to work today.
That's right.
so
Back to the grind.
She's getting her feet wet as we speak there. So, yeah, that's kind of my weekend.
Plumbing issues at the school? Or, I mean, you should probably work on them.
Probably. There's always
Close
plumbing
the
issues
school down
at
if
the
that's-
school. Yeah, there's always something. But
She got wet feet. I want her to slip. Not in this condition.
in purpose, she got her getting her feet wet. It's not like she had a choice. But yeah, she's back to work today.
Nice.
And getting back into the groove and all that good stuff. So
Very good.
yeah,
Was she excited?
Yes.
I mean, yes and no, I'm sure, because this was... Now, granted, I got to tell you, your wife figured out the way to really, really hyperextend that summer vacation. Almost a fall break.
I don't know if I'd recommend. Yes, technically, yes,
Yeah.
she did. I'm
So-
not sure if this is the best route to try to get an extra
But
month on your
it's
summer
gotta be
break.
odd because they got a month already under their belt. And
Well, she went to work for 2 days
Yeah.
before all this started.
Actually, they got are they already at 9 weeks?
Not
Past-
quite, but they're getting there.
Oh, it was the mid 9. That's what we did for the
Yeah,
parent
they're
teacher.
getting close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's got to be hard for her because they've got a month of bonding with each other and
Well, yeah, the thing is too is like she's had these students for 2 days. They went to school for 2 days, and then she had her injury,
right.
And so she's almost got to get them into her way of teaching. Like the substitute's been running it for a month, and I'm sure the sub has slightly different rules and ways that runs a class different than my wife runs a class. So she's got to get them kind of into her routine and all that. And so she's like any human, she's, when you got a task ahead of you, she's like, all right, am I capable? I can do this. I'm just coming off this brain injury. It's a lot to take in.
Oh, absolutely.
And hopefully,
especially considering she had to relearn, certain like cognitive, connections.
Well,
It's going to be a challenge.
hopefully her peers and staff will help her. And that's what I'm counting on is, when she needs help, she asks.
Right.
And when she asks, people help
That
her.
they're there. Absolutely. As it should be.
As it should be. Yes. So that's all I'm hoping. And if not, then we'll deal with that accordingly. But
then, I might know a guy.
Well, it's just that, and I try not to be that bully type or anything like that. But when it's yours, your kids, your spouse, your person, and someone's messing with them, and you don't particularly agree with that, then
heads will roll. No, I totally get it.
It's kind of like, all right, I'm gonna protect mines, and if you're gonna come at mines, then you're gonna get the full wrath of me.
That's mines.
And I'm not trying to sound like
no,
some
but
jerkwad,
I completely understand. If they don't do right by her, then she needs an advocate who will.
Yeah,
and that's what it comes down to.
And I will be that person.
Absolutely.
I have a big microphone and not afraid to use it.
I am a big mic with a big mic.
right, let me give you the rundown. We do have a busy show for you today. Here in just a few minutes from New Mexico Military Institute, we're going to have Dr. Yang and, I believe, Dr. Tang join us. Oh. They have put together another big STEAM open house fun event October 1 for kids here at the New Mexico Military Institute. They're going to have a big fun show and all kinds of fun STEAM-related activities. So a little art in there with your science, engineering, and math and technology there. And so Drs. Tang and Yang will tell us all about it here. And
nice.
I think they're both physics professors at NIMI. I know they're science teachers, but I think both are physics. We'll find out exactly.
Okay.
But, so they'll join us here in just a bit. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to replay an interview. Crystal Noble joined Sean on the show Thursday. Give us an update on pets available for adoption. So we're going to play that interview for you.
I got overly excited during that interview. Because I found out recently that, this is off topic, but McDonald's is bringing back the Halloween
the
boo
pumpkins.
buckets.
Yeah, the pumpkin buckets.
Yeah, I got schoolgirl excited when I brought that up on that interview.
If you haven't learned about that, listen to that interview. He'll
tell you
relearn
all about it.
He'll relearn you about the Halloween McDonald's boo buckets. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we'll have some folks from the Eastern Mexico State Fair join us, gives an update on or information on fair. I'm not sure who's coming in, if we're talking entertainment or what.
I think today it's going to be, she said entertainment or the parade.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure, but we'll have some fair folks, to be fair.
To be fair.
And we'll talk Eastern New Mexico State Fair, which officially gets underway a week from today.
Mm-hmm.
But livestock shows and all that begin this weekend. They've got some starting, I believe, Saturday. Yeah, Saturday out at the fairgrounds there. So, but we'll get a fair update here about 9:15 or so this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we'll have all of your features that include the news of the local, national variety, along with your Wall Street Town Hall business updates and whatever else we can come up with for today's show.
Well, I believe Dr. Zhang and Tang will be very interested to talk about, it's Dart Day today.
Dart
Day.
Like as lawn darts or in the game of darts?
Double asteroid redirection test.
Oh, I heard about this morning.
NASA's pulling a straight up Armageddon at 4 p.m. our time tonight. We get to watch live while they launch a rocket, $350 million rocket at an asteroid trying to push it off course.
Yeah, they're basically, they're doing an experiment.
Yeah.
To see if Armageddon style, they can knock an asteroid off of its
kind of, because theirs was plant a nuclear device into the asteroid to blast it off course, but it's sort of the same idea. Okay, more specifically.
Just let me, before you keep going, they're doing an experiment on an asteroid that's not heading towards Earth.
Right.
So just be clarified, there's not one coming towards us, and they're saying, guess what? Here's Armageddon.
This is our last chance. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Steve Buscemi's going to ride a nuke up and hit this sucker. No. That's not what they're saying. They're just doing a test to see, hey, can we knock an asteroid off its course? And that's what they're testing.
Nice.
You know, though, they got to be careful because they might knock it into our course.
I was going to say, what do they knock it into?
They really need to be
What
careful.
I'm more worried about is them knocking some shrapnel off the asteroid and it coming,
or they're like,
it would just hit your car.
It's like,
mine.
Well, good news, bad news. We knocked it off course. Ain't going to hit Earth, but Mars is screwed.
Yeah. Z387. Make your peace with God.
We now have 8 planets. Just saying.
No, it's actually more specifically like an episode of Futurama. Those out there who know will know. They had a problem with garbage on the planet, and so they decided to make a big garbage ball and launch it into space. And then that garbage ball started heading back towards Earth, and so they launched another garbage ball to push that garbage ball off course.
It's like a big game of pool.
That's how it works, space, man. Billiard style.
It's just like Men in Black with the little marbles at the end. You remember all the different universes. So, all right, it is 7:19. Let's get you up to date with the weather. Actually, as far as weather goes, just average weather. Nothing really to write home about.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. It is a tranquil weather pattern in place here, folks, for a lot of the week. Wall-to-wall sunshine coming our way for today for Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia, too. A light breeze and our high temperature right around 85. Mainly clear for the overnight hours. Our low from the mid to upper 50s. We're into the mid to upper 80s for Tuesday and for Wednesday with plenty of sun. Keeping dry weather in place for Thursday and for Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Thank you, Jennifer. Currently 66 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 43%. Winds currently out of the east at 7 miles per hour. Sunny today. Mid-80s, 84 officially for a high. Winds will be out of the northeast, around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sorry, I got the hiccups there. Mostly clear tonight with an overnight low of 58. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday, sunny and 88 for a high with south winds 5 to 10. Tomorrow night, mostly clear, overnight low of 57 with southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny and 87. Winds out of the south 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny and 87. Friday, mostly sunny. Once again, highs right around 87. And then for the weekend, more of the same. Sunny and 87 for Saturday. Sunny and 88 on Sunday. So if you like upper 80s and sunny, this is your week here in Roswell, New Mexico. All right, it is 21 minutes after 7. We're going to take about a 3-minute commercial break, get you into your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten, quick commercial break, and then we'll talk with Dr. Yang and Dr. Tang about the big STEAM open house happening October 1st at the New Mexico Military Institute. That's up next. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A nice pre-fall run shaping up for today. We expect to sell 1,150 head, breaking down like this: 75 to 100 weighing cows and bulls, 50 to 75 pairs of bred cows, 1,050 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 20 to 25 bred cows, mostly extra quality black, white face Angus crosses, cows bred to Angus bulls. Cows be 9 to 11 years old. 74 calves, Hendricks Ranch, Flying H, New Mexico. Good quality black Angus and Brangus cross calves. Thin condition, 350, 500 pounds. 125 calves, Three Rivers Cattle Company, Tularosa, New Mexico. Reputation quality, black Angus crossbred calves, Bovinshield Gold. One shot, 7-way at Brandon, 400, 500 pounds. 81 calves, Hand Family Ranch, Daddle, New Mexico. X-quality black Angus cross calves, shots at Brandon, 400, 550 pounds. 31 light yearlings, H-Bar Y Ranch, Carlsbad. Good quality Brangus cross yearlings, thin condition, 450, 650 pounds. 51 calves, Mr. Don Martinez, El Rito, New Mexico. Excellent quality red, white face, yellow exotic cross calves, shots at Brandon, 400, 600 pounds. 32 calves, Mr. Sheldon Udall, Eager, Arizona. Excellent quality black, white face Angus cross calves, 400, 650 pounds. And 30 calves, Rancho de las Milagro, Encino, New Mexico. Excellent quality black Angus cross calves, shots at Brandon, 400, 550 pounds. Sale time this morning be 9 o'clock. Sell pairs bred cows 9:30. Be selling calves and yearlings about 9:45 to 10. Fairly light on cows today, so don't be late. We expect to sell 1,150 head today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
I'm Mitch Krakowskis, Vice President of Strata Production Company, a local oil and gas business in Roswell. We must have representatives like Greg Nybert who know the economic drivers of this community and New Mexico. Greg has pushed back on efforts by liberal Democrats who are against oil and gas. With over 39 years' experience, Greg Nybert knows the jobs local oil and gas companies create, the opportunities we provide, and the prosperity we bring to our communities. Oil and gas accounts for over 40% of the state budget and has allowed our state to provide raises to educators and state police, and the rebate checks you received. Please vote for Greg Nybert for State Representative, District 59, to keep a strong conservative voice in our legislature.
I'm Greg Nybert, and I ask you to please vote for me for House District 59. Voting begins on October 11th, and Election Day is November 8th.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Representative. Richard Taylor, Treasurer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. U-Haul is the world's largest advertiser in the Yellow Pages. Too bad millennials don't know what the Yellow Pages are. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the New Mexico Military Institute, we have Professor Dr. Yang back with us, who teaches physics at the New Mexico Military Institute. Good morning. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Great to have you back here again.
Thank you.
First off, how's the new school year at NIMI going for you and your husband and everyone? Is everyone getting settled in and getting to classes and getting into life at the Institute?
Yeah, it is kind of busy.
Busy.
Yes, busy.
The
cadets are doing really well. And it's very nice to see them back in uniform, after summer, see those kids back on campus.
Getting back to the normal routine, so to speak.
True, yeah.
And then, of course, there's always... This time of year, you get some new cadets, so there's a few still kind of learning their way around and getting lost here and there and getting used to the way things are at the Institute. So they're all getting settled in and getting into the routine. So that's good, including the professors and everybody else, too.
We have some new hires as well in the division. So,
how many years have you and your husband have been a part of an MMI?
Oh, I started working at NIMI since 2009.
So over 10 years now. So about 11, almost 12 years now.
13.
And you and your husband came together?
He stayed home to help me a little bit. So
so he came a little later.
Like 2 years later, 2011.
Now, did y'all come from Indiana? We
come from Indiana.
I know you went to University of Indiana, or you or your husband, or both. I'm not sure which.
Both of us
did
Indiana University.
Very cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How did you end up in Indiana, of all places? Because you're from China originally, but...
Yes, we... after the bachelor, we finished the colleges, we say, we're going to, explore a little bit outside. So we applied for several schools.
Okay. And Indiana said, we'll take it. And you said, well, let's go to Indiana.
Yeah. He was accepted by Caltech, but he didn't go because I was not accepted. So.
You wanted to go together. Were you already married or dating at that point?
No, kind of like in a serious relationship.
Sure, you were a couple at that point.
Yes.
Well, good.
Yeah,
I know, and everybody knows, especially when you're young, in that area, where you are together is more important than where you know what I mean? And so that's great. So every time I think of Caltech, though, all I can think of is the TV show Big Bang Theory, because that's where they
all those geeks, right?
Yeah, they're all at Caltech there. So your husband could have been one of them. He could have been right in the mix there. You never know.
He looks like a nerd, don't you?
Him and Sheldon could have been best buddies.
Probably not.
Probably not
that good. Yeah, but he had the chance.
Well, good deal.
Yes.
So now, fortunately, it all worked out the way it worked out, and Dr. Yang and Dr. Tang are here at the New Mexico Military Institute, and they, like I said, for 10 years been teaching science here at the Institute. But you guys, I know we promoted your first real STEM event here back over the summer here.
That's
you
true,
and your husband have put together. Well, it was a big success, and October 1, we want to invite families to come out and be a part for not only STEM, but a STEAM open house. So we get to add an extra letter, which means now instead of just science, technology, engineering, and math, we're going to throw a little arts into the open house event this time. So good deal. So I'm guessing you guys had success the first time and said, well, let's do it again and expand on it a little bit here in the fall.
Yeah, the summer is like a camp of 7 days long camp.
Gotcha.
It's very intense. From morning 9 o'clock.
They live, breathe, sleep, eat science for that week.
That's true. Yeah. And this one is thinking we are just going to do a big one just for the community.
Gotcha.
Because the community have been supporting us so well. And I think at this point, we're going to do a little bit of outreach program. We did it anyway, but this one is a bigger one.
Sure.
Yeah, we're going to do NIMI. We're going to do an outreach program to the community.
Okay.
And showcase our educations, the leadership this cadets has. Those cadets are going to lead the activities.
Okay. So this is, yes, you and your husband, everything are there to oversee, but
that's true.
The cadets are the ones that are actually running the curriculum, running the actual program.
That's true.
Okay.
Yes. And they did an awesome job. Whenever they're doing those, I see them. a different side of the cadets because I already see them in the classroom, how well they perform academically. But when I do the event like this, I see how well they're performing on the other side, not just academic skill. They cares and they shows that they lead their future leaders, show the potential as a future leader.
Some of the human qualities, not just the science qualities.
That's true. Yes. And they're really patient with those little kids, and they're really excited to show the academics or the STEAM part of to the communities.
Okay.
They're really good.
Yeah, and that's what this whole event's about. Is we, we have a bunch of kids that are going to be going into a new world with new opportunities and new technologies and new things like that. And it's going to take this generation of kids to carry that baton on to the next level, to push the boundaries of science, to learn more and to understand more. And you got to get kids interested for that to happen. And so hopefully they come out here on the 1st and see one of these cool experiments or see something that really just captures their interest. And next thing you know, they're like, I want to pursue a career in science. But maybe it's not a physicist per se, but maybe it's a doctor or an engineer or some kind of inventor or something like that. They're going to get excited about science, math, and arts, and people that are more art-centric might learn science through arts. And
they can use some advanced technologies to help with their creations.
Yeah.
A lot of people do digital artworks. So
that's kind of a more
technology behind it.
Sure.
I always think of science and the arts, they're connected because they're all critical thinking.
Sure.
You cannot just... You have to have sparks to your mind.
Sure. Something's got to inspire or motivate you.
True. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. So I think they are all related. So a lot of activity is art and this, technology integrated together. So for example, we have one activity. I'm not going to say a lot, but one of them is we have a robots. We're going to control the robots, do artwork, some piece of a paper.
Okay.
Yes.
So incorporate, here's robotics doing art.
That's true, but
Very
you
cool.
control the robots to do the art.
So the creative's still through your mind.
That's true.
It's just you have a fancier pencil to make the art happen.
True. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we have a lot of those technologies out there. We're going to connect the arts and the STEM together.
Cool.
So that's why there's a new trend right now.
Well, and I think it's great because, I think we know that people don't learn the same way. And some can sit down and you hand them a textbook and they read the book and they understand it. A lot of us don't absorb as much information that way. We may get some, but you might miss critical points. Where others may learn it through being shown or
visual learner.
Visual, and then others, it's like, no, you got to give me the puzzle. Let me explore it, and I'll figure. And so arts kind of helps people that don't learn in that visual or traditional way of picking up. Here's something, read it. Now you know what's going on. For people that don't comprehend well that way, I think arts brings in a way for them to comprehend and things that maybe works a little with their their patterns and their thought process versus way other people think.
Yes.
And so I think that's great because it brings science to people that may have not thought science was something they're into, if that makes sense.
Yes. Kind of, we want to boost their interest.
Yeah, exactly.
When they're little.
Yeah.
So at least they don't know what is a STEM about,
sure.
STEAM about.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe later when they grow up, they can choose a career pathway along towards this direction.
Well, and let's face it, you get a group of kids and you start hitting them with mathematical equations, they're going to get glassy-eyed and look at you like, what is she talking about? X is a number.
Yeah, they're going to get confused.
But if you say, all right, these equations build this cool rocket or this robot this thing, then they're like, okay, so I got to know this so I can make this robot or make this thing. And so it gives them a point of reference to say, why do I need to know these equations and things? How am I ever going to apply them into anything I do in my life? And it's like, well, if you want to make this robot someday, or if you want to understand the concepts of why that rainbow's doing its thing, then you're going to need to know these things that we're talking about here. And so it gives them a reason to understand the complex, if that makes sense.
Yes. And the event will at Staff Field. The flyer sent it out before it says the Pixie Field.
Yes, it's going to be at Stapp Field.
Yes.
The event will be from 1 to 4 p.m. October 1st, which is, what day is the 1st?
Saturday.
This Saturday. This upcoming Saturday.
Before the fair.
Good deal. So, so we won't miss fair stuff. You still go and get your fair
and everything else.
Make sure
that's not going to interfere with the fair.
Didn't want to compete with the fair. Probably a good idea. Yeah, you'll probably lose. You'll probably lose.
I'll definitely lose. Yeah, because all the cadets were going to be doing the marching there.
Yeah.
So I won't have any cadets
and then that day ends in funnel cake and corn dogs and stuff like that, and you can't compete with funnel cake.
The fair food.
That's right.
I request some food trucks there, so hopefully
get a few that'll show up.
Yes.
And, we'll see if we make science. It'll be like, hey, we're going to learn how to make your lunch.
Where's lunch?
That's right.
Yeah.
First, we got to make it. Come on in. Let's do science. But it's going to be the big science show. It's going to be there at Stapp Field, October 1, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Yes.
It is a completely free event. Doesn't cost families anything. So bring the whole family down. Come and enjoy all the different events and activities. You're going to be. So are you doing stuff in the Pearson also?
Yes.
Okay.
We Dr. Tan and I are going to do 30 minutes science show.
Okay.
Yes, but some have some sound effect, big sound effect. I'm not gonna say a lot of this, but some,
don't want to give it all away. But okay.
We did it once with Mr. Castillo at the zoo a couple years ago.
Okay.
And it's pretty fun. So we're gonna do this time on the Pearson Auditorium.
Okay, your own little twist of it.
Yes,
there.
we're gonna make an announcement. It's roughly around 2:30.
About 2:30. Okay.
Yes, we'll make an announcement when at Stapp
But
Field.
if you're at Stapp Field there around 1 and you're doing the part, you won't miss anything. They'll say, hey, if you want to go to the Pearson for the show,
it's only like 30 minutes long.
Okay.
So after that, they can come back to the
and you might
Stapp
be ready
Field.
for air conditioning at that time, depending on how warm it is. I think it's supposed to be like 87 or something.
Oh, really?
So,
that day? Ooh,
yeah. So
okay.
By that time, you're probably ready to get inside and get some air conditioning for a little bit.
Yeah.
And, when you're tired of trying to find shade outside there.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, if you bring the whole family, like as far as ages appropriate, like what's probably the youngest kids?
Oh, we do the K to 12.
So kindergarten on through high school can come and
Yeah.
they're going to take something from this. And
Yes,
enjoy.
all kinds of activity for. I think even in like 3-4 years old, there's still some they can try.
Okay, so even some of the more rudimentary stuff.
Yeah, we have some bubble stations. We have oblique pool. So
come here, preschoolers. We're going to do algebra. No, not that far. But
no, they're not going to. Yes, we're gonna some activity. They're gonna have fun.
Cool.
Yeah,
sounds like it's a lot of fun, and that's the great part about it. It's like I remember as a kid watching. This is showing my age a little bit, but like Mr. Wizard was a show that was very big when I was a kid, and Bill Nye the Science Guy is more of a modern version or those type things. But I remember as a kid, it was Mr. Wizard, and Mr. Wizard was just a man. He was on Nickelodeon, and he would do his science, and he would take like the potato clock or all the different kids, projects that kids would do and do all that on TV. And I remember watching that show, and I think
fun.
This is kind of like a live in-person, much more exciting version of that where you guys get to do it. And so I think we're missing some of that in our youth today. So come bring them out, come let the kids. Hopefully what happens is they find their new interest, their new if you've got a young kid and the world's their oyster and they're looking and they see a firefighter, it's like, I want to be a firefighter. And then they see a scientist and say, I want to be a scientist.
Yes.
And so that's the idea is that bring your kids out, show them some of all the cool stuff, let them partake in the different shows and experiments. And maybe by the time that they're having interest and next thing you know, they're online reading about various science projects or various STEM-related stories. And
they might going to launch a rocket.
Yeah. Next thing you know, your child's growing up to be some kind of engineer or physicist or an architect or something in the field, in the sciences.
They're going to build the rockets. They're going to launch their own rockets.
Or geologist or whatever they're going to be. They might just get the bug.
Yeah, they need to see what it look like.
Yeah. Well, and that's just it. I think a lot of people realize there's a lot of cool jobs in science.
Yes.
And a lot of adventure and explore. I mean, it's not, all just the
teachers,
sitting,
the professors in the university.
People
there's
in
all
rooms thinking and talking. It's more than that. It's doing and practicing and getting, sometimes crawling to the darkest parts of the world to learn, how it's made and how it's run. Sometimes it's, getting on a rocket and going to space and learning how.
Yes,
but that's
true.
all, all paths to do that kind of stuff start at events like this open house right here. So please come make some time on Saturday. It's from 1 to 4. Now, if say they got soccer or whatever kind of practice and they can't make it till 2, is that okay if they come a little late, or as long as they come anytime from 1 to 4?
Yeah, as long as come anytime from 1 to 4.
Okay, so
yes.
So if you can't make it quite at 1, no problem. You can come a little later and still have some fun and get to participate and do everything.
We have like about 12 activities set up there. We have water station on the staff field. We have a viewing stand. We have some water station right there. So we're thirsty, we can have water.
Sure,
right there.
nice little water hole there to break and kick back and and reflect about the signs you've learned so far.
We're gonna have a tent set up there, so it's pretty
nice little cool off
obviously,
area and things. Yeah. So and don't forget, everything's free of charge. Doesn't
Yes,
you don't? All you need to do is bring yourself and your family and come on out ready to have some fun. Maybe.
The food truck, you have to pay for the food.
Right, bring a little money if you want some food. Obviously, some sunscreen.
Yes.
Things like that to protect yourself in the warm weather. But other than that, good to go. Have some fun. Be ready. And like you said, this is for kids kindergarten through 12th grade. So and maybe if you've got preschoolers, no problem. Bring them along. There's going to be fun stuff for them to do. It won't be over their head either. We'll make it
they'll
enjoyable.
enjoy the show, I think.
Yeah, and conversely, if you have your high school kids, there's going to be stuff for them too.
Yes.
Don't because how when they get to that age, 16, it's like, oh, that's not cool, mom. That's not cool, dad.
Or come to check out NIMI. NIMI, good place for high school.
If you're looking for opportunities to see what NIMI offers, that's a great opportunity to come to the open house on Saturday.
Yes, we're going to have an information table as well.
Are they going to be doing like some campus tours and things like that for families? Or
Saturday, I can request. We can sign up there.
If someone wants
we'll
we'll
we have
figure
a
it out.
sign up paper right there. If somebody wants to do a tour, we can definitely
set
do
that
a tour.
process up and
Yes,
say,
we
hey,
need
I
to
want to
collect the information first, and then we can send an email out or call the parent.
Yeah. So if you're interested in checking out the campus and seeing what the either the high school, the junior college can offer your family,
yes,
there will be people that will be happy to help you with that. Kind of
we
stuff
have
there
a
too.
great sports team up there too.
Good deal. Excellent.
So check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So please, and if you never toured the campus or been, that's a great chance to come out and see the beautiful campus there.
It is beautiful.
I know COVID. It's an open campus. You're allowed to come and go.
Now it's open
COVID kind of made it a little tricky for the last couple of years, but that's kind of being lifted now, and it's to a point where if you want to come and just come and walk the grounds and see all the beautiful things in there, the public is more than welcome to come and see the campus and come see the institute and how it's a part of this community.
Yeah, how they operate, how the cadets doing.
Sure,
the cadets doing really well there.
It's a cool little universe to be there and see how it works. It's its own little world there.
Yes,
it really
I
is.
can tell because my son was there now. He's a freshman there.
Your son's a freshman, so he's just starting as a freshman.
Yes.
In high school.
Yes.
Okay. How's he doing?
He's doing great. He loves it. He loves
he kind of
everything.
probably saw. He knew what he was getting into with mom and dad being at all the events and things.
But
so.
he likes it.
So is your child also into science or is he into
He's
something
kind of
else?
a little nerdy.
Okay. I didn't know if he had other interests or is he like mom and dad into science? Does he want to be a physicist someday or is he?
I think he wanted to be a engineer and then he wanted to be a lawyer. He wanted to get an engineering degree first and then he wanted to be a lawyer.
Oh wow! So he's got a lot to bite off and chew here if he's going to get a law degree and an engineering degree.
So I told him it's hard, but if you're a NIMI, you try your best.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and maybe what'll happen is that he pursues both and turns out he likes one more than the other and might focus his attentions, because that's very different worlds.
Yeah, he wanted to get an engineering bachelor degree first, and then he's going to go to the law school.
course, both can be very black and white or very gray. It just depends on how you. It's an interesting little. Well, I'd be curious to see if Dr. Lawyer is it Yang or Tang?
Tong. Yeah, I didn't change my last name when I get married. Yeah.
So he could be. How do you? If you're a lawyer and a doctor, how do you address someone? Doctor, attorney.
But that's his plan. So I don't know.
Well, we'll worry about the titles later when he gets them all here. But that's cool.
But just according to my son's experience, Nimi is a great fit for him.
Good.
Yes.
Good deal. Well, and then too, he's gonna meet new people, make friends, and probably get another interest or two here between. I mean, he's only a freshman, so he's a very young man, and lots can influence him and change his path here when he finds things that he's enjoying and showing interest in.
That's true.
So at the moment, he's an engineer/lawyer, but in a couple years from now,
we don't know
might be astronaut/firefighter. Who knows?
Yes. But at least he was inspired by all of the STEM activities.
Science and everything.
Yeah.
I'm guessing too is because his parents are both scientists. You probably have a lot of science in the home and a lot.
Yes, that's true.
A lot of teaching moments, even like you're cooking breakfast and you turned it into a science project. Things like that.
Ingredients, right? Use the scales.
Well, cooking is science. At the end of the day, it's
baking.
all about.
I told him I'm not really good at baking. It's because I'm not really good at chemistry, probably, right?
Yeah, if you're bad at chemistry, cooking might not be your thing, and vice versa. If you're good at cooking, you may be able to see chemistry.
The ingredients, the temperatures, basically chemical reactions.
And not only that, but how you put the ingredients in cooking.
When, right?
Yeah, and how you fold it or how you stir it, and it's no different in chemistry. You got to add it a certain time and
I know.
Pour it in a certain way. Yeah, you know. But cooking and chemistry are one and the same in many aspects. Just
that's true.
Different end results.
Yeah, science is everywhere in our daily life.
Absolutely.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Including the art and including like those paintings and the technology you do. It all
math.
Yeah, it's all a big puzzle that fits together in one way, shape, or form.
That's true. Yes, and hopefully this event can inspire the kids. See the stems.
Yeah, come have fun and come. And that's it. This is the fun part. This is to say this is why science and art and math can be fun. And we want to show these kids it's fun and it's exciting. Yeah, it's a lot to learn and a lot to know, but when you understand why you're learning it and you create the passion, then the hard part gets fun. Once you get the passion that they want to unsolve the mystery or understand why something is the way it is, then you don't care about the work. You're more about the goal of doing that. And so sometimes the harder it makes it, the more rewarding it is when you find the answer.
That's true. Absolutely. You're right.
So the whole point of this is not to tell people it's easy, but to get people to say it's really cool if you get invested in the interest of this. You're going to
in the future.
You're going to find out that you're really going to find this a fulfilling, interesting career field that you might turn out to just love and become passionate about, much like other aspects of your life.
That's true.
You get you may have a passion for reading or something, and you were like, okay, now I've got a reason to read because I want to read more about why this asteroid travels the way it travels, or why when you mix these two chemicals together, it creates this reaction. Why is that? And
that's true. Yeah.
And so that's science.
That is. Yes.
So come on out to the open house. Like you said, for kids from pretty much all school age kids, even preschool up to high school. It's a free event. Bring the adults too. Bring the families.
Yes.
You might learn a thing or two at the science open house as well too. Because
they will have fun too.
Yeah, I think so too. I think once you see, some of like I said, they're going to do it indoors, so they got to leave some of the fire and explosions out of the mix. But that doesn't mean they can't do really cool stuff inside without fear of burning the place.
If it was outside, we can do some fire stuff. But actually, it was on the stage. It's just too hard. We cannot do it.
Maybe in the summer when you do your summer camp again, we can get the fire out there.
Maybe that's a good point.
Maybe we get some rain too. Make sure it's not too dry during the summer to do all that.
But definitely we're going to have another camp during the winter as well.
Good. So we'll have you back to tell more about that.
Yes.
And,
after this one, we're going to start to plan all of those winter camps. Yeah. But it's going to be a shorter one because we don't have a long winter break.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to trap everybody with the STEM stuff instead of Christmas.
You don't want to cut into people's holiday there. So just take a little bit of the time. But this is the thing is, parents, kids, bring the families out to this stuff and then foster that. If they find an interest, if they're coming out there and they're really into something and they start doing their own research on it,
that would be great.
Foster that, invest in that, talk with their teachers and stuff now. See if you can incorporate more of that into their stuff. Hey,
I want to do this, I want to do that.
When they're out in school, is there resources I can take them to or get them into? That use your schools to help you with all of that.
That's
stuff.
true.
Yeah.
And also, NIMI has lots of cool stuff
and
as
NIMI
well.
can help with all of that too.
Yes.
So if
check out NIMI.
Absolutely.
It's one of the cool opportunities we're providing.
And I do want to remind this, since we're talking about NIMI in recruiting and things a little bit, don't forget, yes, the New Mexico Military Institute is a junior college and high school. So it's high school students and first couple years of college. But it's a military school with using military training as kind of the way to instill the curriculum. But it's not like the Air Force Academy or West Point. You're not committed to the military.
No.
Once you go to the college, it's civilian. You don't have to do 4 years in the military after. I mean, you can if you want to through ROTC, but you're not obligated to through. So, matter of fact, there are students that go to high school and the junior college at NIMI that never spend one day in the United States military. They go on to business or they go on to arts or science or wherever their passions lie. Some go to the military because that's where their passions lie. But please don't misunderstand. All students at NIMI are not committed to military careers or nothing like that. If they are, it's because they want to.
Yes.
So if you're thinking, well, yeah, I want to do the science, I want all that, but I don't want to join the Army afterwards. Well, you don't have to. It's now some of the disciplines, some of the training practices are shared.
Yes.
Because they find it's a great way to get kids to work as a team because it
leadership.
Yeah, and let's face it, these kids live with each other 24/7. It's a community. So
it is.
It's more than a classroom. It's a life for them. And when the class is over, they're still hanging out together. When class is going together, they're still hanging out together. When it's the weekend, they're still hanging out together. So
I feel like you know better than I
do. I've got a little experience in that world.
Really?
So,
yeah.
So it's a different life there, and that's how the what they do at the institute works with that. So
yes.
So please don't be intimidated by that because
and also
it really
the tuition is not. We have all kinds of scholarships.
Options and money is not the problem.
Yes.
If there's a desire to get you there, folks
talk
will
to the
find
admission.
a way to do that.
Yes, the admission works really well with the tuitions and scholarships. So the money is not going to be a problem.
That's right. Just gotta have the desire.
That's true. Yes.
So come get it. October this Saturday at the New Mexico Institute. Again, it's Stapp Field, which is not far from Pearson Auditorium, right there, in the heart of the campus.
It is a big field right next to the main street. When you drive, you could see the big.
You'll see everybody out there, right there.
We have the tents right there, and we. I don't know whether we're going to have a sound or not, but we do have tents. We have like 6 tents.
You'll see the gaggle of people and all that. Just find a place to park nearby there and walk on in.
Yeah, we're going to open the Honor Avenue, Achievement Avenues for the parking.
Okay.
So they can park from the backside to come into Honor Avenue and Achievement Avenue to park.
So there should be no problems parking and all that good stuff.
No,
there. Good deal. Mm-hmm. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always go to the NMMI Facebook page. You'll find information, shoot a question there, and if you don't get a hold of Dr. Yang directly, one of the staff will put it in front of Dr. Yang or Dr. Tang here and get that.
Yeah, my email is yang@nimi.edu.
Very good.
So if anybody has
questions,
shoot
it direct there too.
Yeah.
yang@nmmi.edu is the web is her email, and again, it's this Saturday, October 1st, big science STEAM open house. From 1 to 4 p.m. at the New Mexico Military Institute. Everything mostly happening on Stapp Field.
Yes.
There will be a science show in the Pearson right next door about 2:30 or so.
Yeah, we're going to make an announcement before the show started.
Good deal. Mm-hmm. And it's free admission, free. All you got to do is bring yourself and your family.
And enjoy.
And come ready to have some fun and maybe learn a thing or two. So.
They will learn a lot.
They'll learn
Definitely,
a lot.
I think.
Maybe get bit by finding your new path and your new passion.
That's true, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything we missed, Dr. Yang? Is there anything we didn't get a chance to talk about?
I think we talked about most of them.
We got it?
Yes,
We got it all. And
if I forgot, I come again.
We'll get you back in, exactly. And of course, if you want to learn more about NMMI and the programs, please come out this Saturday.
Yeah, we're going to have information.
Lots of information, too. And come have some fun. Come enjoy, and who knows? Who knows?
Enjoy the beautiful Saturday.
Yeah, enjoy a beautiful day with some great people, and who knows? You might find your new passion.
That's true.
Good deal. Well, as always, thank you for the visit. I'm sure you got a few people waiting to get a hold of you here when you get back to the campus. So.
Yes, I got ready to teach.
That's right. You got a class to teach, so we'll let you go do that.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Yang,
Thank you.
We'll see you Saturday, okay?
See you. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Take care. It is 7:55. Let's pause for news. Quick break before more news. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cerullo. Thanks for joining us. Here's a look at what we are following today. First off, a Roswell-based cannabis retailer has opened the first shop in Artesia at the former Chaos Cafe restaurant. Pecos Valley Productions now has a total of 17 stores in New Mexico. It's the third one in Eddy County, according to the company's website. There are 2 other stores in Carlsbad. Artesia Community Development Director Jim McGuire told the Current Argus that there have been no other cannabis applications since the Artesia City Council approved a special use permit for Pecos Valley production last April. Officials with Holloman Air Force Base have confirmed that an airman has passed away. The news released on Sunday afternoon. Officials said the airman died in Alamogordo on Saturday. The airman's death is being investigated, and the name of the deceased has not been released. No other details were released either. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cerullo reporting.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The U.S. is outlining its goals for a new trade deal with Australia, Japan, South Korea, and 9 other nations, meant to signal the country's commitment to working with the Indo-Pacific region at a time of growing Chinese clout. A property management company owned by the family of former President Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, has agreed to pay $3.25 million in civil penalties and restitution to the state of Maryland over allegations of charging tenants illegal fees and failing to maintain properties. The settlement is with the Westminster Management Company, according to the Maryland Attorney General. He says the Kushner Company tried to hide those conditions. And Tesla is countersuing the California agency that has accused the electric car maker of tolerating widespread race discrimination at its flagship assembly plant. The complaint is filed against the California Civil Rights Department, which sued Tesla earlier this year. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Hello, I'm Tara Mitcha, State Director for the National Rifle Association, letting you know that the NRA Political Victory Fund endorses State Representative Greg Nybert for re-election in House District 59. Greg has worked relentlessly to support our Second Amendment rights and to oppose legislation that restricts law-abiding gun owners. Progressive politicians in Santa Fe have an agenda that would erode our right to protect our families, our homes, and ourselves. Greg Nybert will vigorously oppose those who want to tread on our right to keep and bear arms and our precious liberty and freedom. He is a true friend of the Second Amendment and of our sporting heritage in New Mexico. Vote Greg Nybert, Representative for House District 59.
When I'm ready for new furniture, I don't want to wait for it. I go to Glenn's Furniture, where everything is ready for immediate delivery. Beautiful power reclining furniture, gorgeous dining room sets and bedroom sets, and the world's most comfortable mattresses. Glenn's has the quality furniture I'm looking for at the best prices around, in stock and ready to go home. So don't wait around. Hurry to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, delivering for free since 1953.
Come on down. The Price is Right sales event is on at Roswell Nissan with a showcase showdown of amazing savings, like a 2020 Nissan Sentra for just $289 a month, 2020 Nissan Versa for just $249 a month, or a 2014 Toyota Avalon for just $219 a month. Plus 0 down and no payments for 90 days available. If you got a job, a bank account, and a down payment or trade, Roswell Nissan can make it happen. The Price is Right sales event all month long at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd. Don't forget to have your pets spayed and neutered.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Turtles can breathe through their butts. We imagine you know some people who do that too, because that's where their heads reside. Here's Mike Winters.
And we're closing in on 8 o'clock Town Hall News. Coming up next, we'll be back on the other side of news. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. In Florida, the emphasis is on preparation. In this calm before the storm, Hurricane Ian expected to hit the state at midweek, possibly coming ashore as a major hurricane after drawing strength from the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico.
It gets crazy out there when a hurricane comes and there's a threat. So, you don't want to be waiting to the last minute to get your supplies because the stores may run out. We've seen this a lot, and I've lived here a fair amount of time, so I've witnessed this and experienced this a lot.
The National Hurricane Center's John Cangelosi says Ian currently is bearing down on Cuba. 2 deaths are blamed on the storm that caused widespread devastation across the Canadian Maritime provinces over the weekend. The remnants of Tropical Storm Fiona destroyed more than a dozen homes along coastal Newfoundland. The storm left hundreds of thousands without power. Canada's military being called in to help with recovery.
This is an all-hands-on-deck effort, and I know that our Canadian Armed Forces will rise to the challenge, as they always do.
Canadian Defence Minister Anita Anand talking with Canada's CTV network. Near final results show that a far-right party, the Brothers of Italy, is sweeping Italy's national elections.
The victory looks set to deliver the first far-right-led government since World War II and make its leader, Giorgia Meloni, the first woman to become Italy's premier.
Correspondent Charles De La Desma. The death toll is 13 from a school shooting in central Russia. More than 20 people wounded in the attack. Police say the gunman subsequently took his own life, and there's no information on a motive. Stocks are mixed on Wall Street. Right now, the Dow is down 66 points. The Nasdaq trading 89 points higher, and the S&P is up 5. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's. So thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
The British pound has touched a record low against the U.S. dollar. Markets reacting to the U.K.'s biggest tax cuts in 50 years.
The pound has stemmed a lot of its losses, so although it hit an all-time low against the dollar overnight in Asia, it's bounced back a little bit this morning. It's still down on where it was on Friday, hovering around the $1.07 mark. But compared to what that was just over a year ago, when it was much higher, about 20% higher, that's a significant devaluation.
The BBC's Andy Verity. At least 7 people dead after a fire broke out today in the basement of a South Korean shopping mall. Firefighters continue the search for survivors after putting out the blaze. Officials say it's not immediately clear if there are people still missing. Parts of the building remain obscured by very heavy smoke. The fire broke out at around 7:45 in the morning, local time. News and analysis at townhall.com. Did you know the CIA has a museum? It does, and it includes a scale model of the Afghanistan safe house, where al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri was tracked down and killed.
Shortly after al-Zawahiri's death, White House officials released a photo showing President Biden talking to CIA Director William Burns with a closed wooden box on the table in front of them. Now the contents of that box, a model depicting a white-walled home with at least 5 stories and 3 partially obscured balconies, are on display at the CIA Museum inside the agency's Langley, Virginia headquarters. The museum is closed to the public and access is generally limited to the agency's employees and guests. The CIA allowed journalists to tour the museum, newly refurbished in time for the agency's 75th anniversary. Bernie Bennett reporting.
Amazon plans a second Prime Day-style shopping event next month. Amazon, the latest major retailer to offer holiday deals earlier this year, in a bid to entice cautious consumers. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The tablet said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
First Monday of fall.
It is. Yes. Was it Thursday?
Thursday,
The start of fall?
Thursday at 7 o'clock our time.
Yeah, Thursday evening was the official start of fall. And, it's our first Monday of fall with a balmy, 87 or whatever we're supposed to get
Dude,
today.
I'll take it. I'll take it any day of the week over the 90-something we had last week.
Yeah.
Or the 100-and-something we had, a month ago.
I'll be happy when we're sitting pretty in the 70s.
Yeah. I can agree with that, but I feel like we're on the right trajectory.
Yes.
We're moving down the path in the right direction.
Things are more pleasant than unpleasant outside.
Sure.
Which is a good thing.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would concur.
Although I had when I was leaving the neighborhood this morning, I think they had a sprinkler go cattywampus on us.
Oh, yeah?
Because I could not go by it without showering the vehicle. With and it didn't used to do that, so I'm thinking something happened over the weekend,
right?
Where it got cattywampus.
I know that they're mostly on timers, but it always makes me laugh when after like a gigantic torrential downpour rainstorm, you drive by like the bank and they have their sprinklers on.
Yeah,
it's like, what are you doing?
It's a bad look, but it almost always happens. It's a guarantee.
You know how they say we're in like a worldwide water shortage, right? Or like a nationwide water shortage, that we're running out of water.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe that when every single person that orders from a place gets like a 40-pack of water.
Yeah.
every single time, sometimes 2 or 3.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. We're not on a water shortage. I refuse to believe that.
Yeah.
If we are, then we have a bunch of half-liter bottles we need to crack open and pour into some reservoir.
Still there. It's just people are hoarding. But
it's all in Jerry's garage.
That and the teepee. Hey, we do have a full slate for you for this hour of the show. We're going to replay an interview here in just a little bit. Crystal Noble joined us with the Roswell Humane Society on Thursday and gave us an update on pet adoption and things. Don't forget, as we're getting into the month of Halloween here, they're going to start putting a lockdown on adopting black and white cats. I don't know if it's official yet. Usually around October 1 when that goes into effect, and that'll be for the entire month. And unfortunately, that's due because we have sick people in society that do weird things to animals during that time of the year, so they don't adopt them and try to protect them from that. So we're going to have a conversation, replay that conversation with Crystal here in just a little bit. But before we do anything else, I do want to, Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society, of course, Executive Director, joins us on the show all the time here. Good morning, first off. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm all right.
The Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico unfortunately lost a family member the last couple days. That's here. Right. And we wanted to share that information and share in the celebration of this person that's coming up here. But yes. I'll just kind of turn the floor over to Amy.
Absolutely.
On this one.
our hearts just hurt today because we lost Mary Lou Glass.
Mm-hmm.
She is the granddaughter of the Whites. She, I referred to her as Miss Energizer Bunny.
Her life was synonymous with the Historical Society.
Her life of dedication of over 45 years, significant from the beginning. The family donated the home to the Historical Society in 1975, and she, along with others, but she...
But she was kind of the steward from the family.
And Philip the third. But Mary Lou, to the very end, never stopped preserving and celebrating history. And I think the thing that I love the most is that it was never... If there's one thing that we might be weak on, it's history on Mary Lou, and she never wanted that.
Because she was the one doing it.
She did.
She was the one.
And it was,
when
the family donated the home, they were so focused on celebrating history.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we don't always have the details of their family.
Yeah.
But if that's their legacy, so be it, and praise the Lord for that. They wanted to celebrate the history. But our sweet, precious Mary Lou, that to the end helped with the renovation, she passed, and we will be celebrating her and her life tomorrow at 1:00 at Presbyterian Church.
Yeah.
And that was her church, I think, since they
Every
lived.
Sunday.
I believe.
Did they have the designated pew?
And she's we always referred to Mary Lou as this permanent fixture of the Historical Society. I believe she regarded that sentiment at First Presbyterian Church. And I think it's so cool because we're right next to one another. So I literally see her being right there at the museum. And I know for a fact she would leave the museum often and then go work right there at the First Presbyterian
That little
Church.
historic district was her stomping grounds,
yes,
her home.
And I know if you want to honor her or celebrate or give when I say give a tribute, it would be an online tribute, giving your testimony. I know you can go to LaGrone's online, and it has her very nice obituary and leave a sentiment there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Tanner's has put up our picture or anything yet, but hopefully, I didn't quite see it, but if he did on the video
our
yet.
Sweet, precious Mary Lou, as we say, I remember when I got, and
there she is.
And we want to send love to the family also. The Glass family, and her maiden name was McGee. We want to send love to the family. When I got the message, it was a very classy message of she's flying with the angels. So praise God for that. And she
she'd been sick for a little while.
She had been sick. She had fought in battles. Boy, I tell you what.
The family's been preparing, I think.
That's right. That's right. And she had been sick. But I tell you what, she was so resilient. She just came back stronger. So we just kept thinking,
It's kind of like Teflon Don.
Wow. She pressed forward to the end, and I think it's really cool. Right at the end, when hospice got involved with her, we were celebrating the legacy of her family through the CAPS program and stuff. So and she knew that. So the family and the Historical Society just want to remind people of silent heroes like this.
Mm-hmm.
Take a moment to celebrate her and give back to our community, because that is absolutely what
her and people like her, her and her family. You'll never hear it, but we probably wouldn't. Well, definitely wouldn't have a historical society without her and her family.
We wouldn't.
But there's been times over the years where there's been some thin, hard times for this organization, and it's been people like Mary Lou Glass.
Yes.
That kept it going.
That helped spirit up and rally the forces, if you will.
and so to lose that type of person is a huge loss for us in our community here. And we just want to celebrate and be thankful for everything her and her family has done for this community, for the Historical Society.
100%.
And will continue to do. I know Mary Lou Glass is no longer with us, but she's still got family here, and they all share that passion of this community, 100%. And will continue to do good things for it.
When you drive by the museum, you'll see wreaths on our doors just honoring Mary Lou. And again, her service is tomorrow at 1 o'clock at Presbyterian Church. But wherever you are, if you can honor Mary Lou, that would be being the silent hero for your organizations and your community, giving back. And always doing the right thing and honoring the Lord. So we love you, Mary Lou. She's up there in heaven living large and living the good life, and that's what she deserves, nothing less than that.
Absolutely. God bless and safe home.
Yes.
But if you would like to participate in the memorial service,
right.
to come and grieve and celebrate with the family, 1 p.m. tomorrow at First Presbyterian Church, the public is invited to come out for the memorial service for Mary Lou Glass, longtime resident of Roswell, pioneer of the Historical Society.
And the Historical Society and so many other things. So.
Absolutely. So thank you, Amy.
Thank you very much. We
Appreciate
appreciate your time.
And we'll talk again soon about more happy stuff.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
All right, it's 8:15. Let's get you up to date with the weather. Take a quick commercial break. We'll be back.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. It is a tranquil weather pattern in place here, folks, for a lot of the week. Wall-to-wall sunshine coming our way for today for Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia, too. A light breeze and our high temperature right around 85. Mainly clear for the overnight hours. Our low from the mid to upper 50s. We're into the mid to upper 80s for Tuesday and for Wednesday with plenty of sun. Keeping dry weather in place for Thursday and for Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
I'm State Representative Greg Nybert. New Mexico ranks 50th in child well-being, and this statistic is not acceptable. Too often we see in the news where a child taken into state custody is returned to an abusive situation only to suffer more abuse, sometimes resulting in death. Chavez County is not immune. Chavez County CASA and its staff and volunteers understand the system and where things go wrong. I have met with CASA to understand how we need to create a better system of caring for abused and neglected children and to break the cycle of abuse. I listen to local experts and then engage the state agency at the highest levels. I will support legislation to bring about positive change. I ask for you to vote for me, Greg Nybert, to allow me to continue to be your effective conservative voice in Santa Fe. Voting begins on October 11th and Election Day is November 8th. Please vote Greg Nybert for State Representative District 59.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Representative, Richard Taylor, Treasurer.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
The VA reports 149,756 military veterans living here in New Mexico. What doesn't get reported much are steps to improve their quality of life and honor their service. Did you know that major improvements are coming to our only long-term skilled nursing home for New Mexico veterans? Back in July, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham announced $60 million for upgrades and new home-like residences at the state's Veterans Home in Tier C. And she cut New Mexico's income tax on military retirement for the next 5 years. She's invested millions of dollars towards veteran cemeteries, a new Vietnam memorial wall, and towards the construction of a new Navajo Code Talkers Museum and Veterans Center in New Mexico. And she approved major upgrades to the Baton Memorial Park near Silver City this year too. As the daughter of a military veteran, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham is a champion of New Mexico vets they can count on. Let's keep her.
Paid for by New Mexicans for Michelle.
Approved by Michelle Lujan Grisham.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Alaska is the only state name that can be typed on one row of keys. Go ahead and try typing the other 49 states. We'll wait. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 8 o'clock. We got that word late last week about the passing of Mary Lou Glass there, and we wanted to share the information along with folks. And big loss to the community, and we are all praying and supporting the family right now and during their time of loss. And we grieve with you. And but come celebrate life with her tomorrow at First Presbyterian Church, 1 p.m. for that. Real quick too, I do want to, while we're talking here and given the gift of life, Donate blood. Vitalant, in October, they're going to be fast and furious with blood drives. Their first blood drive of the month of October will be this Saturday, the 1st. They're going to be doing a blood drive with Air Methods, and they're going to have the Bloodmobile out at the Chaves County Admin Building, the main Chaves County building, 1 St. Mary's Place. They're going to have the Bloodmobile out there from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. this Saturday. That's hosted by Air Methods. And what you can do is call Vitalant at 575-840-8178. And you can schedule an appointment, or if you have any questions about donating blood or any of that stuff, they can help with that. It's real easy to do. It's a lot of benefits, not only for the community, but for yourself. I think you got to check with them, but from time to time they do screenings while they're donating your blood. So checking, your health. You'll definitely know your blood type. If you've never known your blood type before, they will tell you what your blood type is, which is kind of a useful piece of information to have handy to know your blood type if you don't know it. And of course, the fact that you're saving lives by donating blood, because every pint that you give is going to save someone else's life, and you'll never hear Vitalant or any other organization for that matter say, "Now we're good on blood donations. We've got plenty. We don't need any more." They always need more. So if you're able to and would like to, please give the gift of life, donate blood. Make October 1 your first opportunity. Swing by the Chaves County Admin Building. Call Vitalant 575-840-8178. Get appointment and donate this Saturday between 10 and 3 out at the Chaves County Admin Building. All right, it is 21 minutes after 8 o'clock. On Thursday, we had Crystal Noble join us. It was with Sean. I was out of town. We were going to El Paso that day, so I was not here. But Sean interviewed Crystal Noble, talking about pets available for adoption, all that good stuff. So we're going to play that interview for you right now. Here is Sean and Crystal Noble with the Humane Society. You ready, Tanner? Give me a thumb out the door there. And he's good. All right, here's our interview. Enjoy.
Joining us in studio this morning is Crystal Noble from the Roswell Humane Society. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. Good. I like the breeze outside right now. It's perfect.
It's nice.
It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's just like that breeze you want when you're sitting outside barbecuing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's room temperature on the outside, which that's what I've been saying all morning, is we're slipping into that pattern where next week it's going to be the 80s. It's almost long sleeve t-shirt season where, it's like not sweater season, but, you need something to cover up the lower part of the arms a little bit.
What I like is the fact that I know hoodie season is about to come.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not so much the fact that I'm cold. I like the comfort of a hoodie. It's like my whoopee.
You know what? I haven't heard the term whoopee in several months, so I like that. Props to you for calling it the whoopee.
I have multiple whoopies.
Well, I didn't know until about a year ago today almost that a whoopee is actually an Army term. Like that's an Army. They give that out with like your kit is you get your whoopee. I'm like, that's like an Army term. Like,
what is the whoopee that they give out?
It's like a camo like blanket thing, but it's like thin, so it's like it'll cover you like from like wind and sand and stuff.
Gotcha.
But it's also warm enough that it'll heat you up no matter what. But like the girlfriend I had at the time, she was former military, and she had her whoopee, and it was always on her bed all the time, and that was a military issued whoopee, and that's what every single one of her battles, as she called them, would call it. He's like, "You got your whoopee," and it's just funny to hear a grown man say the word whoopee. It's like cookie. I spent a large portion of my adult life where I was uncomfortable saying the word cookie as a man.
Oh, because it's in reference to other things?
Well, no. Oh. But just because it's such a child, like anything with an IE at the end, you're like, oh man, I don't want to say cookie. It was a weird thing. So it's like when you're a big burly Army dude and you're military man, you come out saying whoopee. It's just kind of funny.
So it makes it so much easier for you to say cookie now.
It does. Yeah. Because I can enjoy a cookie in my whoopee. But we're not here to talk about cookies or whoopies. We're here to talk about the adorable adoptables. By the way, feel free to steal that. Over at the Roswell Humane Society. What do you guys have going on?
We have a lot going on. We're back open. Everybody's back and healthy except allergy season, but that's common around this time of the year.
Sure.
Our hours, a reminder to everybody, our hours are now 10 to 12 and 1 to 4:30.
Okay.
Still Tuesdays through Saturdays. We have a variety of dogs from small to big.
Good.
We still have a lot of big dogs that are. Sunflower has hit her 1 year mark at the shelter, and so has Max and Rose. And they're not big dogs; they're medium sized. You know, out of the 3 of them, I don't even think any of them weigh over 60 pounds. I think Sunflower might be like 55, but that's just because she's really muscly.
Sure, that's still a big boy, big girl.
Yeah. And then Max and Rose are probably about 40 pounds, but they're all legs.
Oh, it's all in the trunk. Huh?
So, you know, in the movie, or not the movie, but the Dark Crystal.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know the little characters that they ride that have like the really long legs that look funny?
Right.
So that's Max and Rose. Like they have a real skinny body,
right,
but they have like the longest legs ever.
It's adorable.
It is.
I
And
like
it's hilarious because their head is itty bitty too.
Right. So they're AT-ATs, basically. Like from Star Wars. They're AT-ATs. Yeah. Giant legs, little bodies. Yep. That's cute. Well, you know, that's where they derive most of their power. What's the breed?
A Doberman mix.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, those dogs are they're runners, birders, right? I think Dobermans. So yeah, so obviously you know, powerful legs. So hopefully, you know, if you're going to be bringing these dogs on,
and they're not your usual black and tan. They're red.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So if you're going to get these dogs, though, you know, a little more property to run around on, more open house. Probably not the proper trailer dog.
No, and Great Danes are not either.
No, they are not. It's funny.
We have.
My aunt, when I was growing up, she lived in a trailer. It was great. It was a trailer on a ranch, so it was like a lot of land, but she had 2 gigantic Great Danes. Like when I was like 6 years old, these dogs towered over me. They were huge.
Were you the common 6-year-old that grew normally, or were you the 6-year-old that waited for your growth spurt until you were like 40?
That one.
Okay, that's me.
Yeah, that one.
I still haven't hit my growth spurt yet, though.
I'm worried that my son's is like that. He's gonna shoot up to like 7 feet tall when he's like 10 because he stayed this big, you know, for most of his life. So he's just gonna shoot up one day. But yeah, I respected those dogs, but I love those dogs. They were the sweetest things in the world. And that's the thing is Great Danes, dogs like that those breeds, they tend to be incredibly loyal and just super duper lovey.
And that's what the 2 Dobermans are mixed with.
Is it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
They are Great Dane Doberman mix.
That's awesome. So super lovey, but also they're going to be active. They need some space.
It's funny because Rose, like, she can jump. You know, she likes to run and hit the side of the kennel and then like jump up the top. So when you walk by it, you know, the concrete barrier is right about 4-ish foot tall, give or take. Well, okay. I can look over if I tiptoe. So she will greet me. She's like, hi. And
hello.
I'm like, hello. And then her brother, you know, he's tall enough to where he just puts his paws up and he's like, what's up?
It's awesome.
He loves to give kisses. Max walks great on a leash. Rose is getting there. Like, she's still a little shy about the whole leash thing. She's like, I don't know about all that. But she's pretty good with strangers. You know, she is a little shy, but once she knows you, she's like, let's get it on.
I think a lot of that also has to do with the dog's history, with you know, maybe former owners, issues.
Well, when we got them, they were completely feral. They had never had human interaction. At 4 months of age, they had never been handled.
What's that experience like? I mean, I'm sure you've seen that a lot with
commonly
dogs.
We see it in cats. Rarely do we see it in dogs because, you know, it's a puppy. You know, the majority of people, I want to pet a puppy or pick up a puppy. Well, cats are a little bit easier to get feral because, you know, you've got to handle them a whole lot more than you do a dog.
Sure.
But it's not often we see feral dogs coming into the shelter to where they're just, humans are like the complete opposite of what they want. You know, dog was not man's best friend at that time.
Right. Because that's at that point you almost have to like re-domesticate them.
We did. And that's why Rose is a little bit shyer than Max.
Sure.
She just kind of still has a little bit of that personality that she's not sure humans are okay.
Right.
It takes some time to earn her trust, but she is a great dog. She's sweet. She is very affectionate once she's comfortable with you.
Do you find that people who do multiple visits, maybe over a course of like a period of time to like visit a dog, develop like a rapport with them? Those adoptions are a little easier?
Yes. And a lot of it is like if you are adopting a dog that is not your typical happy-go-lucky dog, the more you come and the more you visit with that dog and the more you spend time with that dog and, you know, bring treats or toys or something like that to show him that or her that you're attempting to earn their trust, that makes a better bond at adoption.
Now, I know that the goal is to get the dogs forever homes, but do you find that that's a better approach of like taking some time and leaving the dog in shelter, but also earning the trust and earning the rapport?
Depending on the personality of the dog. So if you have just your everyday happy-go-lucky dog that, loves everybody, they acclimate a lot easier into the house.
Sure.
But when you have a dog that's a little bit more reserved and not 100% trusting of everybody, it does make it easier when they hang out with us a little bit longer and you come and you build that
makes sense.
rapport with them. Like we have a Chihuahua there named Rosie. We call her Mama's because when we got her, she was pregnant, but her body aborted the babies.
Oh.
Because of the stress, because she went from animal control to us.
Right.
And she's a biter. She will, if she doesn't know you, she's going to bite you. She put a hole in my water boots.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
dang.
But once she likes you, you are her forever person. She will scream because she wants you to pick her up and carry her with you. So between me, Andrew, and Felicia, half of the time the dog is either in Andrew's vest because he's got her zipped up and she's walking around, or she's sitting inside one of my shirts while I'm cleaning the kennels because she's bonded to us. But all it takes is some pepperonis and about 10 minutes of playing fetch with this dog.
Sure.
And she is your forever.
There you go.
And the little tennis balls, she's annihilated about 40 of them.
So bribery works if you're looking to find a forever friend.
Bribery with pepperonis and little baby tennis balls.
There you go.
And it's funny because even though she's been with us for a while now, but even though she knows me, she knows Andrew, she knows Felicia, if one of us is holding her, and if I go to touch Andrew or if I go to pet her, she snarls because she's protecting who's holding her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's a Chihuahua thing. And I was like, this would be the perfect dog for, somebody who's not as active, who can't get out and go walking, because you could throw the ball for her and she brings it back to you. She plays fetch great. So you want to hang out around the house and just throw the ball down the hall? This is the dog. And then she's going to sit up there and not let anybody touch you when they come in the house. She is wonderful at telling people, mine, no.
Right. I found Chihuahuas are, generally speaking, Chihuahuas are a good transition dog if you're a cat person trying to become a dog person. Because they're, like you said, they'll do the fetch thing, they'll do the run up the hall, but they're just as happy sitting on your lap hanging out. It makes sense when you're that small, when you're looking at the world from that perspective, and everything is 300 times your size. You want to find some comfort. You want to find whatever makes you feel, at ease. And if it's your person, then yeah, that's going to put them at ease. That's awesome to hear.
And Chihuahuas have little dog syndrome, which essentially their body is itty bitty teeny tiny, and their head, they are the size of a Rottweiler or Bull Mastiff.
So they're going at it.
And they don't back down typically. And a lot of the times, little breeds like Yorkies, Shih Tzus, Pekingese not so much, but they will pick a fight that they can't finish. So if you have a bigger dog and then you have little dogs, as long as they're acclimated to each other properly and not left unattended until everybody is good, then you won't have to worry about, the little dog syndrome.
Right.
But you can't just throw a little dog with a big dog and leave them alone, because you will probably end up with a hurt or dead little dog.
Because they have a lot of go in them, so to speak. So well, awesome. So obviously some great adoptables. How are things in the feline realm?
We just brought in some new cats yesterday, so they're not quite ready yet. I had to transport this past Monday, and we adopted out 2 out of the 4 that were left. So now we have 2 cats.
Really?
Yes. We have Darla, which is a 4 going on maybe 5-year-old domestic short-haired tortoiseshell. Already spayed. The most funniest cat. She acts like a dog.
Really?
She will let you brush her. She will let you brush her belly. She does not have a kills button. You can scratch the tip of her tail and right above her butt and then brush it. No kill switch. It does not turn on.
See, now I've found with most cats, that's not even a kill. I know where the kill switch is on both my cats. It's mid belly. Once they're trusting, you're getting there, boy. You better stop it, and I'm gonna bite your hand. It's right about mid belly. But the back, where the tail meets the keister, they love that. That's their spot.
That's typically your kill zone on cats.
Really?
Is right there.
So that's
love it, but they hate it at the same time.
Because most cats I've and this sounds perverted, but most cats I've done that to will raise their keisters up to receive.
They do, and then they get annoyed with it after a while because they're not getting what they want because that's a simulation for.
Gotcha. No. Say no more. Say less, in fact.
Yes. So that's the kill zone. You can start there, but you can't finish.
I did not mean to take that conversation to this realm, but okay. So there you go.
But we have R2D2, which is a black and white. And
Am I
he's
blushing? I can't
4
tell.
years old.
I'm just like, this conversation entered a realm I did not mean for it to.
And then, like I said, Darla, she's 4, going on 5 years old, tortoiseshell. She is like a dog. She fetches.
Really?
Yes.
That's cool.
The little catnip mice, you throw it, she'll run and bring it back to you.
She'll actually bring it back, because most of the cats are like, that's mine's, and then they just keep it.
Yeah, she'll drop it, bring it back to you, drop it. And then she'll look at it like the way she wants you to throw it, like she'll tell you, like that way.
Over there now. That's
I don't want to
awesome.
run over here, I want to run that way.
That's really cool. You don't see that a lot in the kitties. So,
No,
that's really
and
cool.
like I always found like it's funny because like you can go and buy all these expensive cat toys and they don't want them. And then you take that little plastic ring off the cap of the milk,
Oh,
the
yeah.
gallon milk, toss that on the floor, and you have the happiest cat in the world. Or simply like one of the pipe cleaners, twist it up into like a fun little design, throw it on the floor. Cats are happy.
I don't know if you're absolutely right on that, because I have a few cat toys they sort of play with, but then it's specifically like the garbage that ends up on the floor out of the trash can. They love that stuff. I'm not sure if my cat ate like lead paint chips or what, but it's like 3:00 every single morning. All I hear outside my door is like he skids into walls.
Cats are nocturnal.
Stop.
They sleep all day while we're at work. And then they start waking up as the sun sets.
It's really annoying.
Cats are nocturnal. They play from sunset to sunrise. And then it's nap time.
And that's why they have such attitudes from sunrise to sunset. I understand. Because we're on their time. We're basically walking around when they're trying to sleep. It's like if you ever known somebody that works a graveyard shift, they're basically a cat.
Yes. You have your cats that are like, all right, during the day, they play a little bit, but cats mostly want their attention and their playtime in the nighttime.
So is there like a set best time to feed a cat?
Cats typically like eating at sunset.
Eating at sunset. Okay, because I've been, and maybe that's to my detriment, because I've been feeding my cats when I wake up. And they usually expect it. Like it's really creepy. My cat, my youngest cat, Tony, has been sitting on my nightstand, like in perch mode, waiting for me to wake up. He's like, you're up now? It's food now? We're good? So yeah.
Sunrise, sunset, but cats typically will adjust to any schedule just like a dog. You feed them at this set time and that set time and they're going to be just fine.
Okay.
So if you feed them when you wake up.
As long as you keep to a routine, that's really the key.
Right.
So.
And then the funny thing is like on the days you want to sleep in, they're set to that routine. So they're going to tell you, no. Yeah. Wake up.
You're not going to do that. Which sucks because I'm a super early bird, and I overslept a little bit this morning. I think I woke up at like 5:30, and yeah, my cats were like in my face about it. They were like, "You're late." So,
yep.
I'm getting the wave. What's going on?
So this is going to sound random.
I'm sure,
but one of our viewers called in to say that they prefer the adjective wild over feral.
Okay.
Because I guess feral was. One of y'all said feral?
Yeah, well, that's the terminology, correct?
Yeah, it's correct.
And I don't know. I guess wild is one less syllable to.
Well, that makes
worry
sense.
About.
I mean, wild is basically feral, but feral is more specifically like.
I think feral just means like in an urban setting, whereas wild is like in the wilderness.
Well, that could be.
Or I don't know.
Well, so basically, a wild animal is you're gonna think when you say a wild animal. Most people are going to think like a bear, mountain lion, anything in that realm. Pertaining to cats and dogs, that's when we use the term feral, just because it was domesticated at one time and it has reverted back to a different
Right. That's the idea is the reverting is that they've been domesticated and they've kind of undomesticated themselves.
Yes.
So it's a process of
They're no longer the
redomestication.
big cat.
Mm-hmm.
They are the small
Feral
cat.
also refers to Collins. At least in
Collins?
some cases. Yeah, Colin Farrell. Keep
Phil
up. Ron.
Collins?
Keep up. Not all Collins, but Colin Farrell. So okay. So but moving forward, yes, Wild, Farrell,
Yes, we
pretty
do.
solidly equal.
Will
we need
Ferrell?
to get. Oh, I need to get that car crash sound effect they use on Opie and Anthony, just for whenever Roy comes in. Boom!
Yes.
Just slam the conversation to all. But that's okay.
The feral of the wills.
Yes. So the feral animals have to be re-domesticated, so to speak. So only a couple of kitties left available. So have you guys ever been without cats? Like, has there been a period in time where you guys are like, obviously dogs are prevalent, so you see more of those. But has there been a period in time where you guys just don't have any cats?
No.
Just no.
No. And actually, we have as almost equal amount of cats waiting to enter the shelter as we do dogs.
Oh, really?
Because cats breed more than
Yes,
dogs
they do.
do.
Yes,
So when a cat is not fixed, they reproduce 4, maybe 5 times a year, depending on circumstances. But that's 4 to 5 litters per cat per year. As to where dogs only breed twice a year, so that's only 2 litters. So there's twice the amount of cats as there are dogs. But we do have more cats that will be coming into the shelter. We've already got them scheduled to come in since we have the transport. But we do have other cats. They just came in. They're just not quite ready for adoption yet.
Gotcha. They're in the quarantine phase.
Yes.
Okay.
And they can see them on the website. Their pictures are on the website. And if they're interested, they can send an email or call.
And that's a good point too. Before you come out, go to the website. It's roswellhumane.org.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so roswellhumane.org. Go to the website. They list all the animals there. You can kind of browse around. It's like shopping for a car. Find one you like, and then come in and meet them in person. Kind of simplifies the process a little bit.
It does, and a lot of people will actually call us ahead of time and say, "Hey, I saw so and so on the website. Is that animal still available, or is it out of quarantine? Can we come and visit with it?" And then that helps us, know, okay, so you're coming to see the cat, so we can make sure to have time to devote to any questions you may have while you were there.
Okay, excellent. So do your research beforehand, and then come on down and browse around. So obviously things firing on all cylinders at the Humane Society. Back to do we fill the staffing hole that we had?
I have somebody coming Saturday, and we're going to see how that works out,
Okay.
and possibly
And you were looking specifically for a
Kennel worker.
A kennel worker. Okay. Somebody to kind of do all the other stuff, the dirty work.
So basically, a kennel worker comes in. They take care of the dogs or cats, depending on the area. But right now, we're hiring for dogs. Feed them, clean them, make sure that they're fed properly. If they're on medicine, give them medicines. Pretty much, it's just to maintain the dogs.
Gotcha. Okay. So just keeping them happy. So the thrift store.
Yes, I have a list of stuff.
I was gonna say we're gearing up for like Halloween season, so I'm guessing probably.
She
a lot
already has Halloween out. It
Really?
looks like a little spooky center over there.
That's awesome.
They've got costumes. They've got, I think I saw one big circle rack full of costumes yesterday. They have decorations galore.
Nice.
They have decor for inside the house. They have outside decorations. They've got their little trick-or-treat buckets. Costumes are only $2 a piece.
I know that we're talking about the thrift store, but I have to stop you for a second. Did you see what McDonald's is doing this year?
No.
They're bringing back the trick-or-treat buckets.
What?
Do you remember the ones from like when we were a kid? You get the Happy Meal, you get the trick-or-treat buckets with the little pumpkin or the little witch on them?
Yes.
They're bringing it back this year.
With the Happy Meals?
Yes.
When does it start?
I don't know. I got a text about it the other day, and I'm like, I have to get one. But if you don't get one from McDonald's, they have them available for you at the thrift store. I know, I'm telling people to go elsewhere.
Or just go get one from McDonald's and then bring it to us.
There you go. I just got me that brought out my like inner 7-year-old when I saw that. I'm like, oh my gosh, because I want to get one for both my kids.
That is funny. I will go get a Happy Meal just for that.
Just for the bucket. Heck yeah. But so Halloween decor. And
They do.
I know a lot of people who do that, like who specifically seasonally will decorate every part of their house. My friend Misty is exactly like that. She's got all the spooky stuff up now.
I swear it was like a realm from like when we were kids in high school. Like all of our friends are like Halloween nuts, and I'm like, yeah, I like it, but I just more like the cold weather.
Exactly. We grew up with like the Hocus Pocuses, your
Yep.
Halloween Towns, your what was the other one, Frankenweenie. So we had all those like the good Halloween movies. So
Yes.
that's why we're a generation of Halloween fans.
Nightmare Before Christmas, all of that fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They do have a clearance rack now.
Oh, awesome.
So anything on the clearance rack is $1.
Okay.
So if it's on the rack, and I think they have it marked clearance, and it's going to be a 3-shelf rack.
Gotcha.
Camille wants me to remind everybody that they do go out and do pickups. So if you have donations that you cannot bring down, just simply call, schedule a pickup, and they will get out there to pick it up. They are able to pick up large furniture, items like that as well.
Just in the Roswell area, I'm assuming.
Yes, just in the Roswell area. Unfortunately, we can't travel far out of town because the cost of fuel, which I saw this morning, jumped another 40 cents.
I know, what the heck? We were doing good for a second.
I know. And I thought yesterday, I should get gas today. And I was like, no, I'll wait till tomorrow. Yeah, that's what happens when I wait.
Yeah.
But they are able to pick up in the Roswell area. I know we do go out into like Travis County to a certain extent. But if you're curious, just call. And they'll say, either if it's too far or not too far. Today, because it is senior day, they're doing 20% off anything the seniors purchase.
Okay.
So their entire purchase will be 20% off.
Awesome.
And I believe that's going to be every Thursday is seniors day.
Okay.
Anybody getting ready for school for like the formal dresses for homecoming or whatever's coming up, Camille has about 40 formal wear dresses.
Really?
Yes.
That's big. I mean, because I know a
lot of them. And they have this really cool, what is it called? A pegboard.
Okay.
And so they have the dresses hung along the pegboard so you could see them when you walk in.
Oh, nice. Kind of all on display. Not so not in a rack form, but in display.
No,
so you can,
they're on display so that way you can see them. And then they have little mannequins now that they have dressed up in dresses, and it's just fun.
Nice.
They are starting to bring out cool weather clothing. So they have like long sleeve shirts and windbreakers. Camille said they will start getting out the hoodies soon.
Okay.
And the hoodies, all hoodies are $2.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, so I know where I'm going hoodie shopping because I just like burned through my last one. It's not wearable anymore.
I have like 40 hoodies.
I'm a minimalist. All right, if I find one thing that I can use as the thing, that's my coat. So like I have one big winter coat. I had one hoodie, and now it's just destroyed. Plus, it was my fat guy hoodie from when I was like 300 pounds, so it was like billowy. So yeah, I think I'm due for a hoodie. I'll be making a stop by. So awesome. It sounds like you guys are well stocked over there. What are the hours of the thrift store?
The thrift store is 10 to 4:30.
Okay.
Wednesdays through Saturdays. They are closed Sundays and Mondays as well as we are. Or they're closed Tuesdays as well. Sorry. They're closed Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. They're there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 10 to 4:30. And they are also there on Tuesdays, going through the donations from the weekend, stocking, cleaning the store, stuff like that. So if you need to donate stuff on a Tuesday, they will be there now. Instead of working on Mondays, they switched it to Tuesdays.
Cool. So thrift store open, as she said, Wednesday through Saturday. So plenty of opportunities to get in there and spend some money. Remember, everything you spend in the thrift store goes to benefit the Humane Society and take care of what their needs are and feed the animals and keep them happy. What are you guys? What are the needs the Humane Society right now? You guys have any major needs?
People to work.
People, employees. Fair enough.
Okay. Ironically, no. Our biggest need right now for any of the animals is going to be dry dog food.
Okay.
Dry cat food, cat litter. Those are the three major things that we can always use for donation. The cat litter, you can just get the cheapo clay stuff. It doesn't have to be the scoopable because we get the cardboard flats from like the liquor stores and grocery stores, and we use them as disposable litter boxes.
Okay.
So it cuts down on odor and spreading of viruses, and we don't have to scoop them. We just pull that out, throw it away, and give a fresh. So we typically try to just stick to the clay cat litter because it's cheaper.
I was so happy when I found out that the special kitty cat litter at Walmart is like $5.99 because I'd been bougie with my litter. I'd been buying like the Tidy Cat stuff, like in the buckets, thinking, well, it's what I have to do. $15 for some litter every time I had to change my litter boxes. $6. What the heck?
Yep. And then for cat food, if you want to pick up some cat food, we try to keep to the Purina One cat chow.
Okay.
We try to stick to specific brands, specifically because changing food randomly can cause digestive issues.
Boy, do I know that.
And so we don't want to cause them any medical issues while they're there with us. If they develop issues, we want to tend to them and take care of them, but we don't want to be the cause of them.
Gotcha.
And a lot of the times, cats don't react well to red dyes anyways. They'll typically throw it up. So we try to find something that's all natural, brown colors, or like a light green, and the Purina Naturals has it too. But those are the reasons we ask for specific foods, is because we don't want to do just random changes and cause digestive issues.
Gotcha.
For the dogs, recently we've been using the Members Mark at Sam's Club.
Okay.
It's all brown.
Right.
And it's pretty cost effective, and its ingredients are comparative to other like Purina One and Pedigree.
Sure.
And that's all natural. The main reason we look for foods without red dye for dogs is because when we're looking for illnesses as parvo or anything like that,
We check the stool.
We check the stools.
That makes sense.
And red dye tints the stools.
I understand.
And sometimes it can make it look like it is blood.
It's the same reason that Mike can't have any red or orange popsicles before he goes into a colonoscopy. He explained that. He's like, we're not allowed to have red, anything red flavor or red colored. I'm like, well, that makes sense.
So we try to stick to certain foods just so that way we're not doing changing of them. We do still feed the Pedigree adult chicken flavored because the beef does have the red dye. We do mix the Pedigree and the Members Mark together so that way it can last a little longer. Excuse me, sorry. And that way it's bigger pieces for the bigger dogs and then smaller pieces for the smaller dogs.
Okay.
But the Members Mark is pretty neutral size, so big and small could eat it easily.
Awesome. So definitely needs for dog food, for cat food, and for cat litter. So if you can make any donations or monetary donations, obviously always accepted at the Humane Society, and it's going to a fantastic cause. There's not a lot of overhead at the Humane Society, so trust that most of your money is going to be going towards taking care of the animals.
If you want to become a member, our membership enrollment starts October for 2023.
Okay.
God, that sounds weird saying that.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it.
So October starts 2023's memberships. It's still time to sign up for this year, and we can get you a newsletter for this year and then get you started on next year's as well. You can do the membership online, or you can come in person. You can mail in a check, and we'll get you situated.
Excellent. And walkers? You guys looking for walkers still?
Yes. And as the weather's getting a lot better, the time is a lot more lenient.
More later in the day.
Yeah, so when it's not 100 degrees outside, the asphalt doesn't heat up super quickly. So in the cooler months, we can schedule you AM or PM.
Gotcha.
Because we don't want the dogs to burn their feet or the people to get overheated and the dogs to get overheated.
Makes sense.
Because it gets too hot here.
That totally makes sense. Fellas, if you're a single, you're looking to score, nothing looks better on the end of a leash than a cute little puppy when you're walking it. Hey, ladies. Oh, this? No, it's not mine. I volunteer for the Humane Society. See there? That's 2 points. I'm just saying, you got to utilize the tools that the world gives you sometimes. So awesome. So if folks want more information about the Humane Society or what you guys are doing, your mission, how do they find you?
They can call down to the Humane Society, 622-8950. They can also go on the website, roswellhumane.org. They can email me, and the email is listed on the website. I'm not going to spill it out because people ain't got time to write that down.
Right.
But they can come in. We're at 703 East McGaffey. They can go on the website. If they have any questions, they can email us or call us.
Closed Sunday, Monday, correct?
We're closed Sundays and Mondays. Every Sundays and Mondays. And then the only other time we're closed during the week is like a major holiday or something.
Gotcha. Okay. So there you go, folks. If you
And Halloween doesn't count as a major holiday.
No, it does not. Even though we're trying, we've called our senators. They haven't pushed it through the legislation just yet. Well, Ms. Crystal, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We'll get you scheduled up for next month. I understand you're not going to be here for the first week, but we'll get you scheduled for later in the month.
Yes.
As well. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Scheduled for later in the month.
Yes.
As well. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. 9 minutes away from 10 o'clock. Let's pause and get you up to date.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Thanks for joining us. Here's a look at what we are following today. First off, a Roswell-based cannabis retailer has opened the first shop in Artesia at the former Chaos Cafe restaurant. Pecos Valley Productions now has a total of 17 stores in New Mexico. It's the third one in Eddy County, according to the company's website. There are 2 other stores in Carlsbad. Artesia Community Development Director Jim McGuire told the Current Argus that there have been no other cannabis applications since the Artesia City Council approved a special use permit for Pecos Valley production last April. Officials with Holloman Air Force Base have confirmed that an airman has passed away. The news released on Sunday afternoon. Officials said the airman died in Alamogordo on Saturday. The airman's death is being investigated, and the name of the deceased has not been released. No other details were released either. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. It is a tranquil weather pattern in place here, folks, for a lot of the week. Wall-to-wall sunshine coming our way for today for Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia, too. A light breeze and our high temperature right around 85. Mainly clear for the overnight hours. Our low from the mid to upper 50s. We're into the mid to upper 80s for Tuesday and for Wednesday with plenty of sun. Keeping dry weather in place for Thursday and for Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The U.S. is outlining its goals for a new trade deal with Australia, Japan, South Korea, and 9 other nations, meant to signal the country's commitment to working with the Indo-Pacific region at a time of growing Chinese clout. A property management company owned by the family of former President Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, has agreed to pay $3.25 million in civil penalties and restitution to the state of Maryland over allegations of charging tenants illegal fees and failing to maintain properties. The settlement is with the Westminster Management Company, according to the Maryland Attorney General. He says the Kushner Company tried to hide those conditions. And Tesla is countersuing the California agency that has accused the electric car maker of tolerating widespread race discrimination at its flagship assembly plant. The complaint is filed against the California Civil Rights Department, which sued Tesla earlier this year. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
There's nothing like the rich look and luxurious feel of real leather. Glenn's Furniture has a special inventory of high-quality leather furniture in dozens of beautiful colors. Power reclining sofas, love seats, and recliners in a variety of styles, all covered in soft, durable leather that would look fabulous in your home. Visit Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda and upgrade to leather today. Glenn's, making homes beautiful since 1953.
Sales. Big O sales.
You can count on Big O Tires for great service and even better deals. Come in now through October 9th and save between $70 and $100 instantly on select sets of Bridgestone and Firestone tires with installation purchase. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted. See store for details.
Do you know what to do when you or a loved one has flu-like symptoms, chest pain, shortness of breath, or abdominal pain? Or where to go for a broken bone? Emergencies are never convenient, but when they happen, ask to be taken to Loveless Regional Hospital, where they have 24/7 emergency care, intensive care, and more. You can even be seen in about 30 minutes or less. When urgencies or emergencies happen, ask to be taken to Loveless Regional Hospital. Because minutes matter, and you have a choice.
This is Dallas Cowboys football 2022.
So here comes 3rd and 5.
Only heard here.
Inside the 10. Brady in the gun, 3rd down, snap back.
All season.
Looking around, flushed out. Parsons has sacked it. Parsons again.
Monday night, it's your Cowboys and the New York Giants.
Live from MetLife Stadium.
On this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Pre-game at 5, kickoff at 6 on Southeastern New Mexico's official Cowboys station, 92.9 The Brand.
Playing dance music can help ward off mosquitoes. Now you have a reason to invite Pitbull to your next pool party. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:58. Stay tuned next hour. About 9:15 or so, we're going to have some folks join us from the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Give us some more updates on, I'm not sure if we're talking parade and entertainment, or we talked arts and crafts on Friday, which they had a bunch of those turn-in times over the weekend for that stuff. I think there's still like the food stuff, the fresh stuff, they'll turn in this weekend because fair's busy. It actually gets underway officially on Monday with the fair parade. However, the fair actually gets underway this weekend because they've got livestock shows, believe, starting on Saturday out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. So, and I think they'll have, of course, carnival and some stuff too. I'm not sure. You know what? We'll confirm that. They may have some pre-carnivaling this weekend too. I'm not sure, but we'll get all that information next hour from the folks from the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Also, don't forget, if you missed any part of the show, you can check it out at your leisure, ksvptv.com, or go to our 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM Facebook wall, or on YouTube, the Roswell's Talk FM YouTube channel. Find it all there. All right, Town Hall News next. We'll be back.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. As Hurricane Ian bears down on Cuba, Florida braces itself. A hurricane watch is up for parts of the Florida West Coast, including Tampa Bay. Once Ian moves into the Gulf of Mexico, forecasters expect it to strengthen further as it approaches Florida.
Although some weakening occur when it's near the coast, strong winds, the life-threatening storm surge, and heavy rainfall are likely to occur over portions of the west coast of Florida.
So National Hurricane Center's Daniel Brown. It's been a deadly school shooting in central Russia. Authorities there say a gunman killed at least 15 people, wounded more than 24 others. This happened about 600 miles east of Moscow. The attacker said to have fatally shot himself. A Russian drone strike in Ukraine as the U.S. is vowing serious consequences if Vladimir Putin resorts to nuclear weapons.
Ukraine's military says an overnight drone hit near the port of Odessa sparked a massive fire and explosion hours after Washington vowed to take decisive action and promised catastrophic consequences if Russia uses nuclear weapons in Ukraine. The strikes, the latest in a series of drone attacks on the key southern city over recent days. This one hit a military installation and detonated ammunition when it struck. Ukraine's Southern Command says firefighters have been struggling to contain the blaze. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Vice President Kamala Harris is now in Japan, meeting with the Japanese Prime Minister in Tokyo. Among other things, they're talking about the Taiwan situation as well as a nuclear threat posed by North Korea. Watching Wall Street right now, the Dow down about 23 points, while the Nasdaq trading 71 points higher, and the S&P is up 2 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
If you were lied to when buying a timeshare and want out, you need my help. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshare and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have 383 employees and have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. If you were told at a timeshare presentation that this was available today and today only, that timeshare was a great investment, or your maintenance fees will never go up, call my office now. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-687-7979. 800-687-7979. 800-687-7979.
Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez confirms a positive COVID-19 test result.
The leader of Spain's Socialist Party and the country's coalition government said in a Twitter post yesterday he was canceling his appearance at a socialist event marking the beginning of the new political season after the summer recess. Sanchez did not say whether he was feeling ill or whether he would cancel other engagements. He said, "I will keep working, taking all precautions." Last week, Sanchez attended the United Nations General Assembly in New York. President Biden was also there. He returned to Spain for an official event on Friday. I'm Julie Walker.
A multi-story building collapsed earlier today outside the capital of Kenya. Rescuers now picking through the debris, searching for several people reported missing. And Kenya's national broadcaster reports that at least 3 people died in the building collapse. News and analysis, townhall.com. Swiss voters narrowly back a proposal to raise the retirement age for women from 64 to to 65.
50.6% were in favor of making women work an extra year before becoming eligible for full retirement benefits. Men already have to work until 65 to get the benefits. Opponents say the change will accentuate inequalities, adding Swiss women's pay through the retirement plan is already usually less than what men receive. Authorities do say the number of retirees is growing faster than the number of working people in Switzerland. Jason Walker reporting.
Europe staring down a winter energy crisis as Russia chokes off natural gas supplies because of Europe's support for Ukraine, and Europe, despite warnings from some, including then President Trump, became heavily dependent upon Russian energy. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres Inviernos
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you're having a good one.
Yeah, welcome to it.
Yeah, hope it's going swell. Not a lot of time to turn it around.
Plenty of time, plenty of space.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I did watch a couple more episodes of the new Beavis and Butthead over the weekend.
Oh, okay.
Couple observations though.
Yes.
So I love what they do with the cutaways. You know, doing the whole like watching YouTube videos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Those always make me laugh. Those are always great. I don't know why this triggered in my head while I'm watching it, but so do young Beavis and Butthead live with Beavis's mom? Is that in Beavis's mom's house? Because they reference Beavis's mom a couple of times in the back half of this season, talking about what a lady of the evening she is. But I'm looking around and I don't know why.
Maybe someone's got to pay rent.
I
right?
don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why logistics are coming into my head when I'm watching Beavis and Butthead. But I'm looking at this house. I'm like, this is a nice house.
Yeah. Well, that's been the problem. Well, I don't say problem. That show. You know, we'd never ever seen their parents.
Right.
With the one exception of Beavis and Butthead Do America, where they run into the old dudes in the desert that turns out to be their dad.
That's right. I do remember that. Yeah.
Other than that, we don't know anything about their parents.
So, but I'm sitting there looking at that. I'm like, it's way too nice a house for either one of them to be able to afford. But then there was a scene where, and I know it was only there for expositional purposes because it was going to be used as a weapon later.
Yes.
But it cuts to, and it's the boys when they're in their young phase. The house is clean. There's nothing on the floor. It looks clean. And there's a broom sitting over here on the floor. So I'm sitting here thinking, hold on a second. Did Beavis and Butthead just have like a cleaning day or something? Like, we need to clean up around here. This is bad.
Maybe they got a hold of something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Meth or something.
Maybe, but I know the broom was there only because he was going to break it in half so we could beat Beavis with the broomstick later. But
we'll have to get Mike Judge in and ask.
I need to know. I just need like who finances your home?
Yeah,
you know, or even like cut to like them later on. It's like I know that they're on unemployment and stuff, but how is he still affording his apartment? That's still a lot of money.
Yeah, you know what I've been watching or what I've watched some of. It's actually Friday, I think, or Thursday. One of the days I caught some of it. Netflix has a new docudrama series.
Okay.
On Jeffrey Dahmer.
I heard. I saw. So it's not a full blown documentary. It's like kind of like
it's a like reality. It's a recreation of its actors playing the roles and recreating the Jeffrey Dahmer story when he gets arrested in his childhood and all that. The guy that's Dahmer is creepy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he's just an amazing actor or he's a creepo, but the guy that's playing Dahmer is a great.
I've thought the same thing about, and his name just left my head.
Yeah.
But the guy who played George McFly in Back to the Future.
Oh,
what's his name?
Crispin
Glover. Crispin Glover. That dude, the same way. I always look at him like, are you just really method, or are you just like this?
I think he's weird. I think Crispin Glover's weird.
He just is just an odd cat.
Yeah, I think he's an odd dude.
I think that's what it is. You have to find those dudes who are like a good actor, but also there's just something wrong there.
Yeah, I think the Crispin Glover's just a bit off. I think, and because he's rich and actor, he's an eccentric. But if he was poor and didn't was an actor, you just call him crazy.
Yeah, you just be that weird dude that lives in the corner house.
Yeah, exactly. But the guy, of course, people are like up in arms, like, man, this is disturbing. I'm like, well, it's Jeffrey Dahmer. Of course it's disturbing. Yeah. What did you think it was going to be? And and then I guess people are also mad because in the Netflix tags,
they don't have recipes. No, I understand.
You know how they tag, like they buzz tags where you like to search for something.
Oh, yeah. If you like this.
Yeah. Well, apparently LGBTQ is a tag on that Jeffrey Dahmer show because he's a homosexual. So they're up in arms like, this isn't a homosexual thing. I'm like, well, he's a gay guy and he was a killer and that's the story. I mean, labels or what labels, that's what the story is. I don't care if you're mad about a label, that's what the story is.
I don't know why this made me think, but my friend posted a meme last week that said, Jeffrey Dahmer once said in an interview that tattoos taste terrible.
But it's really the way the series, I've seen like two. I don't know if I'm into the third one or yet. I'm not. They're short. They're only 30, 40-minute episodes. But it's chronicling the way it picks up. The series picks up like right at the time where he is caught.
Okay.
And then
so it's post crimes.
Well, yes, but then there's a lot of flashback where he goes to like his youth and seeing stuff from him as a kid, his father and his like they try to kind of paint the story so you're like, Jeffrey Dahmer's a messed up dude. Here's why he's a messed up dude,
right.
And they show that way. So I don't know if empathy is the right word because I don't think you empathize with Jeffrey Dahmer, but you're like, this is why this dude's a soup sandwich.
Makes sense.
You know,
the one thing I mainly remember from this, and it's because I saw a timeline like YouTube thing on it.
Yeah,
is the reactions from the people in the courtroom when he was getting his sentencing.
Yeah,
it basically they let like victims' family members speak.
Yeah.
And there was just one scene where there's just a woman standing up in the middle of the courtroom, just screaming, tears streaming down her face. I hate you, Jeffrey.
Oh, he
just
was a creepo.
Screaming at him. How dare you? I hate you, Jeffrey.
I mean, he was just lowering these people and killing them.
He's like, you look me in the eye when I talk to you.
Yeah. They were, and some of them were young, like underage. You know, it was kids he was killing, not just adults.
Oh yeah.
And he was a certified nut job, but you start when you start seeing like his childhood. I'm not saying you're like, oh, I understand. And
yeah,
he's not a bad dude. No, he's a bad dude. But you're like, well,
they don't just get that way for.
Well,
no
it's
reason.
just a reminder of what you do with your kids and how you raise your kids impact how they turn out in life. And some of the things that happened in his life were definitely, you can see how he ended up where he ended up because. You know, it was screwed up stuff there too. You know, it was abuse. Not I say abusive physically, but just the fighting. His mom, I think, had mental health issues too. The way they portray it, she would get quite frequent, you know, doctors and things that have to step in to help her because she's off the rails kind of thing, and that kind of stuff. And then the dad, you know, he was a weird kid that didn't connect. This is how the show portrays it, and so. Apparently his dad was into collecting roadkill and stuff and like,
oh really?
And like doing biology stuff to it and understanding how they work and all that. And so Jeffrey got into that. And so that was like a bonding thing for him and his dad, where they'd find roadkill and like dissect it or, things like that. And so, that kind of.
That's icky.
Yeah. And so, one could put two and two together.
Well,
and
they
be
say
like,
that, serial killers, first thing they ever do is is kill an innocent animal.
Yeah.
That eat cannibals, first thing they do is study the
the way
anatomy.
That the show portrays it, he wasn't, unless they show later he gets into that. But the first couple episodes, it's more like a possum died under the house and him and dad had to go get it and he found it. And that was like his first time. It's like, oh, see the bones and see how, and he got like enamored with the bones and the anatomy and they imply like that's a progression to humans, like why he stored body parts and ate them and, he had his bones collections and all the things that he had when they found him.
So it's really just a heartwarming tale of a kid who's trying to reconnect with his
father. A boy
father.
in his dream.
A boy who's trying to reconnect with his father. That's all.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a coming-of-age tale.
Yeah.
Really,
yeah.
ultimately.
But I'm kind of interested. I think I'll finish it unless it gets really weird, but it's dark, man, and it's a lot to get through.
It's one of those kinds of shows are ones where it's like I want to finish it, but that's a hard watch.
It is.
There's a documentary, and I don't know where it's available now, but I watched it I think at the time on Netflix, and it's called Dear Zachary, a letter to a son about his father. That's the full name of the documentary. Dear Zachary, a letter to a son about his father. And the documentary proceeds to tell the story basically about this the guy is traveling across because his best friend, he found out his best friend died. And so he's trying to tell his that guy's unborn son about the guy and kind of trying to tell him about his life and stuff. But over the course of the documentary, he starts uncovering everything that actually happened, and it gets darker and darker and darker. And by there's 20 minutes left in the documentary. I'm just sitting there on my couch. I'm like, I don't want to finish this.
Right.
I feel like psychologically damaged.
It's torturous. Yeah.
And here's the problem. Because you're hoping, okay, it's coming towards the end. There's going to be like some wrap,
some resolution, some closure.
The thing that you are dreading happens,
oh.
And you're like, oh no! Like I stood up, I was like, no! I was mad.
Yeah.
Oh, those watches are tough, but they're almost necessary.
Yeah,
they're to test your mettle as a human.
Yeah, you just get sucked in.
Make sure you can still feel feelings.
You got to see it through its conclusion, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But Dahmer shows kind of like that. It's interesting, it's dark, and it's creepy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're into the psychic of someone, I think it's an interesting show.
I'd be curious to do a bit of a deep dive in that.
Yeah,
just to kind of see what's up.
So I imagine I will get through it and finish it, but it's not like high on the priority. Like, what are you going to do tonight? Go home and watch Dahmer. Yeah, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not exactly the page turner you're looking forward to getting back into.
It's not like Cobra Kai or something where, it's just going to be good fun and all that.
Plus, it's also historically, a documentary, so you're like, what's going to happen?
Yeah, no, you kind of know. Yeah, these don't end well.
Yeah.
We're going to talk some Eastern New Mexico State Fair here this hour. We're going to be joined by James Duffy and Jonathan Dudley, and we'll talk Eastern Mexico State Fair, which officially gets underway Monday with the fair parade. However, livestock shows and all that stuff gets underway this weekend out at the fairgrounds. So we'll talk fair with these two gentlemen here in just a bit. Later on this hour, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety, along with your Wall Street business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, though, let's take a gander at your weather, which surprisingly boring. Just sunny, high 80s all week long. That's pretty much it. Nothing real exciting.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. It is a tranquil weather pattern in place here, folks, for a lot of the week. Wall-to-wall sunshine coming our way for today for Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia, too. A light breeze and our high temperature right around 85. Mainly clear for the overnight hours. Our low from the mid to upper 50s. We're into the mid to upper 80s for Tuesday and for Wednesday with plenty of sun. Keeping dry weather in place for Thursday and for Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Thank you, Jennifer. Currently 72 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 38%. Winds currently out of the south at 8 miles per hour. For today, and kind of similar all week, sunny and 84 today for a high. South winds at around 10 miles per hour. Clear tonight with an overnight low of 58 degrees. south winds 5 to 10. Sunny and 88 tomorrow with winds out of the south 5 to 10. Mostly clear tomorrow night with an overnight low of 57 degrees, southwest winds 5 to 10. For Wednesday, we're looking at sunny, high of 87, south winds 10 to 15. For Thursday, sunny and 87. Friday, sunny and 87. And for the weekend, more of that, sunny and 87 Saturday, sunny and 88 on Sunday. So pretty nice, sunny, warm, high 80s, pretty much mid 80s today, high 80s for this rest of the week. And that's what we're looking at weather-wise. Not too shabby. All right, it is 19 minutes after 9. We're going to take about a 3-minute break, and then we'll talk Eastern New Mexico State Fair on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
There's at least one thing most New Mexicans agree on. Our schools have a long way to go. That's why Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham is breathing new life into public education with initiatives that support our children from their first baby steps to promising career paths. Like expanding in-home family services, early childhood and pre-K, so thousands more kids will go off to school healthy and ready to learn. And attracting new teachers by raising salaries to the highest in the Southwest. It's already paying off by recruiting hundreds of new teachers to our classrooms this year. And she is cutting teacher paperwork and administrative burdens by 41%, so they have more time to teach our children. Thanks to the governor's new Opportunity Scholarships, any New Mexican can now attend a state college for free to earn a certificate or degree in a wide range of high-demand fields. After 2 tough years, we're finally making progress in education. We can't afford to go back to the failed policies of the past.
Paid for by New Mexicans for Michelle.
Approved by Michelle Lujan Grisham.
Come on down. The Price is Right sales event is on at Roswell Nissan with a showcase showdown of amazing savings like a 2020 Nissan Sentra for just $289 a month, 2020 Nissan Versa for just $249 a month, or a 2014 Toyota Avalon for just $219 a month. Plus 0 down and no payments for 90 days available. If you got a job, a bank account, and a down payment or trade, Roswell Nissan can make it happen. The Price is Right sales event all month long at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd. Don't forget to have your pets spayed and neutered.
This is John.
Hey, my name is John Jackson.
He's not some actor. He's a steward of the land with a John Deere 3 Series tractor. John runs with us. Nothing runs like a deer. Get a 3 Series tractor with 0% APR for 72 months at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2316.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia or Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. The market side has lots of new and different items, including new sauces and noodles to enhance your Asian dishes. And the restaurant inside Asian Market has all of Nook's favorites from 11 to 7 Monday through Saturday, like wontons, egg drop, rice or noodle soup, crispy calamari, and the best barbecue fried rice in town. All made fresh. Dine in or call ahead for easy pickup.
Hi, this is Nok. Come see me at Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call 575-840-5309.
I have a snake for your drain. You might want to step back.
Oh no, baby.
All AC units moke a little. Is normal.
Oh no, baby.
Haha, now your sprinkler system's strong like bull.
Come on now. Don't let any fool work on your plumbing and air conditioning. Fergalicious. From clogged drains to sprinkler systems, Fergie's Plumbing and Heating is on the job. And who are you going to call for air filters and spring servicing on your AC unit? Fergalicious. Call Fergie's today, 622-2660. Nothing but love. Fergalicious.
You are 13.8% more likely to die on your birthday. Think about that the next time you want to celebrate your birthday month. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. I always shoot down people's birthday stuff. Sorry, I'm the party pooper. Good morning. It is 23 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning, talking some Eastern New Mexico State Fair, James Duffy and Jonathan Dudley with us this morning. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How y'all gentlemen doing?
Very well. Glad to be here.
Yeah. Keeping busy, getting ready for Fair Week, which it's hot and fast and furious. This is the week to got to get everything done, or it ain't getting done, I guess, huh? When it comes to getting ready for the fair.
That's right. Or we'll improvise and make it through it.
That's right.
Yeah,
they
if you haven't got it by now, you're not going to get it. So it's time to go.
They do it every year. Matter of fact, unofficially, the fair has already started. Over the weekend, we've had turn-in times for some of the arts and crafts stuff, like your sewing projects and and the food will all come this week. They don't let the food sit for a week and then try it. That'd be might be a whole nother science experiment right there. But
that's correct.
But officially, the fair will start on Monday with the fair parade. However, the fair actually starts before then. Like I said, they've already been turning in stuff, but beginning this weekend, we're going to start seeing livestock shows and start seeing some of the work of the kids being on display and being utilized. So even before the parade and all the fun and pageantry of that, you can get to fairing before that. So.
Well, and with that, our carnival's gonna fire off Friday and Saturday and run early again this year.
Yeah, so you can come in. Now, Friday and Saturday nights, it's the commercial buildings, all that's not going to be open.
Correct.
But the carnival will be, and the carnival food booth. So you can still get food. Some of the local ones that are there all week won't show up till Monday, but like the carnival stuff will all be there this weekend. And then, of course, some of the livestock shows will be, some of the first shows will be happening as early as Saturday, I believe, for the first one there. So
That's right. That's right.
Good deal. So if you want to know what's going on in the fair, the quickest, easiest, simplest way to do that is go to the fair's website. It's the initials for the fair, enmsf.com. You'll see some tabs at the top. Click the one that says participation, and then a drop box comes down. You'll see all the entertainment listings for the fair that week. You'll also see the fair book. And the fair book is like the Bible for the fair. It's got all the rules on every single livestock show to arts and crafts event. It's got the rules, the things. So if you're participating as a participant or as a competitor, you'll know exactly all your information you need to know, how to present it, especially with arts and crafts when these turn-ins, like photos and all that they do over the weekend. There's certain ways they want that done. All those rules or everything you need to know is in the fair book. So if you've got any questions about the fair and you can't find someone to answer it directly, you'll probably find it at the website either through the fair book or through one of the other tabs there on the website.
Yeah, they're on the homepage. If you scroll down to the bottom, there is just a tab for schedule of events, just for general public. I mean, it's a little easy 3-page deal. It lets you know when the shows are and not just the junior livestock side of the world. It shows what entertainers are going to be there at what time they go on each day and stuff of that nature. So.
And all these concerts and things are free with your fair admission. So it's not you're paying extra to come and participate. And by the way, some of these artists, this year included, they're going to be guys who are like, oh, they're pretty good. And next thing you know, you're going to hear them all over the radio on your country stations all over the place because they blow up.
That's true.
It just seems to happen that after the fair, we can't get them back because now they require 6 figures to get them to come back instead of 5 or 4 or whatever they normally run. But one thing I do want, and this is where you guys kind of excel here, is I want to invite people to come and check out the livestock side of the fair this year. I mean, a lot of people come out to the fair and have fun with the concerts or go out to the rodeo or go to ride the rides or do all that. But come to go over to the livestock show arena. Junior Livestock Night, absolutely. But all week, I don't care what show's out there, it's fun. Even if you don't know a thing about animals or livestock or what they're doing, you'll pick it up as you're watching. But to me, it's just fun. It's just fun to watch these kids. Some are tiny, elementary age kids, and they're working these 800-pound heifers and these huge pigs and just to see them do this it's kind of warms the heart, makes you smile, and just gives you a little bit of faith in humanity again when you watch these kids in action. So I invite you to come and watch some of these shows. Just don't come out there and spin around on the Ferris wheel for a couple hours and eat a bunch of nachos and then go home feeling queasy. Come and see the shows. Come to the education building. Come and see all those other parts of the fair that that sometimes they don't know or realize are there, or that's not on the radar. I'm here to eat 8 pounds of chicken fingers and then spin on that thing for an hour, and then I'm going to go, No, come see the fun part, the fair. Come see the community on display, and that's
those kids have worked really hard on those projects, and spend a lot of countless hours with those animals to make sure that they're calm enough to be able to walk in front of a crowd like that, and
So do you guys
put on
do
a show?
Do you guys do judging, or have done judging, or do judging in the livestock world?
I've judged several shows around.
How I'm curious from a judging perspective. I know you have criteria and things, but like for the layperson, what's the difference generally between a first place, whatever cow or whatever, and the 8th place one? Is there a big difference? Is it minute details? What is it that you guys look for when these judgings are going off?
Well, it depends on which species you're judging, but sometimes depending on the competition, and I would say out here it'd be a very small difference between first and 8th. You go to some places, maybe a large difference. As far as the quality of livestock, they're going to get to see at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. The livestock here is competitive, whether they go to Louisville later on or Kansas City. Some of the livestock here, some of these kids will go on with some livestock to some major show, Denver, Kansas City,
something
Phoenix.
More national.
Well, yeah.
Or
national
regional
show.
at least. Yeah.
Well, no, they're national shows. There'll be a lot of states at Louisville. Last time I was at Louisville, there's 30-something states at Louisville at that show. And I will say that it's been a few years ago, but there was like 7 or 8 breed champions in the sheep show, and about 5 of them came out of the state of New Mexico at that show. And it is very, very highly competitive show. But you get back to the differences. I mean, every judge has different criteria of what they're looking for.
Sure.
Maybe it's more on structure, maybe it's more on muscle. A lot of it has to do with showmanship, and that's one thing that kids really work at as far as to present their animals the best they can and how well they're groomed and get them out there. So there's a lot of emphasis put on that before they ever get to the show ring.
Sure.
About having the hides correct on those animals, having their hair coat perfect. And so there's a lot of things involved that everybody from the general public doesn't necessarily get to see before the show actually arrives. And most of that work's done at home before they ever get there.
And those are the variables that the kid can actually control. I mean, certain things, it's science. It grows the way it grows. Yeah. But like you said, if it's maintained correctly, if it's been, you can clearly see that they're working with the animal, and the animal has that, human animal, interaction relationship. You can develop and groom all that, and that's kind of, as far as the kids are concerned, that's the side they focus on. And the leg's longer than the other, that's just science. It just happened to be that. We can't fix that one.
It's a physical problem. Yeah, but I mean, feeding and the feel you have on the animal, and there's a lot of tangibles there that can be worked on.
But this is where the kids really learn, like the attention to detail, responsibility. It's for folks that never spent time in the military. Like when you were in the military, they had you fold T-shirts and things in perfect 6-inch circles, and they're thinking if you're willing to spend that much time and attention to detail on something as simple as a T-shirt, that when we put you on something expensive like a $100 million aircraft or whatever, you're going to put that same attention to detail. And in essence, this is kind of the same way, where these kids now get this time to learn, why it's important to do these things for the animals and things in an environment that isn't necessarily life or death for a business or a relationship or something like that. It's okay, we got one animal, it's like a pet or something else. You got to learn the responsibilities of what that animal needs and how to do that. And they're learning to pay that attention to detail, to put that much time and effort into these things. And when they realize, the results they get from doing it now, they're going to take that same mindset to when it's time to irrigate the entire, back 40 or whatever it is they've got, to do in a bigger, more important role.
That's true. And there's a lot of businesses that think that kids that come through these programs are the ones they want to hire just because of the things that you brought out.
Yeah.
They've had to plan and execute, and they understand what work's all about. Yeah.
And that's really, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we're fostering here at this and any livestock show at any fair or anything like that. It's teaching the kids the lifestyle, the way, and how to become good adults and prosperous.
Success and failure, right? So
exactly.
I mean, they work through these projects and have an opportunity to take them into a sale to either fund future projects or help fund their tuition at college or whatever it may be.
Yeah,
and
which is why we put so much importance into the junior livestock sale that's always at the end of a fair every year. It is, you kind of want to go for the entertainment because you're like, I just want to see how high these numbers go, and you just kind of want to be a fly on the wall to see it. And but many participate, and it's really like you were saying, these kids are working towards either their next project or see money for college to invest in their future. So the junior livestock sale is kind of that mark, that high water mark for many of these kids. Some will go on, like you said, to go take these animals onto a national show. Mm-hmm. But some are like, no, we're done here after the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Because believe it or not, this is the second biggest fair in the state of New Mexico. That we haven't caught up to the state fair yet, but we're getting there.
Well, as far as numbers go, a junior livestock is it's just as big or bigger than the state fair most years. So we have more animals here.
I was very happy and glad that we were able to host them last year for all the livestock events. But I will say it is nice to see that they're able to do that back up there again. You know, it's important for those kids up there and everything that may not be able to come down here for whatever reason. I'm glad to see they want to come back and visit and do it down here. We'll welcome with open arms. But it is glad to see they're back up there, you know, keeping the traditions going and doing the things that are vital to farming and ranching in New Mexico. So
I would agree with it. I think it's absolutely important. Give kids every opportunity to showcase their talents.
Absolutely.
And so, but you talked about the junior livestock sale, and I think it's vitally important that we get all participation we can from our community out for the junior livestock sale that Saturday morning.
Yes.
Like to invite everyone out for breakfast that morning at 8 o'clock for the sale.
They feed you pretty good at the junior livestock breakfast. Usually there's a lot of the first couple minutes are always a little sluggish because everyone's kind of encumbered with eggs and bacon. But it's a lot of fun. And here's another thing too. I mean, there's some big numbers that go flying around at the junior livestock sale, but you can get involved with that and help out. There's a lot of people with a team up because you'll hear some big numbers.
Absolutely. You can get in with a buyer's group, or we always have add-ons. Add-ons are huge.
Yeah.
When it comes to, I think last year, just in add-ons, I mean, we added 66,000 or 61,000 to the sale. And those are just people that are putting $100 here or $100 there per
whatever you can
kid
afford.
that made the sale or whatever. Yep.
You just want to, because we're not all can afford to drop down several grand for something like that. Can't do that. But you're like, no, I want to support what these kids are doing. So, hey, a couple of us together, we're each going to put in $100, and there's $500-600 towards that kid, and that's going to help out immensely for that child, young person, I should say, child, young man or woman.
And if you want to participate and you can't be there, give us a call, and we'll be happy to educate you more about what you need. And
okay. Do you guys do some of the phone-in bids and stuff, too, where people call in bids and stuff? Does that happen, or is that a little too advanced for us?
I have been on the phone with people taking bids from them on the phone.
Gotcha.
We don't really advertise that, but if you know one of the guys that's there or gals,
someone wants to give a big
we're
check.
more than welcome to call in, and we'll happily take your bid and bid for you at the sale.
Either that or call one of us, reach out. Most of them know one of us that are on the sale committee or a board member somehow, some way. I mean, you can get it. That money will get in hands where it can be spent in the right place. If you've got a designated child or animal you want to try to purchase or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
We've all got buyers groups. We can kind of put it in there, and somebody will be there to be on your behalf and spend that for you and
Absolutely.
take care of your purchase.
Well, look at it this way. Every donation that's made or bid that is made at the junior livestock is an investment in the future of New Mexico and Chavez County. It really is, because these kids are going to be the future of this county, and they're going to be the ones that are going to be, probably sitting on the fair board, running the ranches, running the farms, running the ag industry in Southeast, working at Leprino, doing, from every farm and ranch aspect in our community. These are going to be the people that are doing it tomorrow and making sure that that we continue to do this, and we continue to provide for the America here in Southeast New Mexico.
Absolutely.
And that's really what it's about. So you're investing in that. So if you can, hey, I get it. I ain't got 10 grand to give nobody. If I got 10 grand, I'm putting it in my house or whatever it is. I get you. But if you're like, you know what, me and my buddies, we can each put in $50, $100, whatever it is, that That's how we achieve success. It's not one guy giving 50. It's 50 guys giving 1,000. That's what it really is, and that's how it works. So, think about it that way. And then I'd love for you to come out and just enjoy it, see it, and because it's going to warm your heart, because I know it happens at every junior livestock. There's always some kids that had some adversity or something that it's just been rough, and then families know, and they're like, all right, let's help them out. And they usually those underdogs get rewarded at junior livestock auctions. And it warms your heart every time you see it, whether it's, an underdog story or they just a family that's gone through a lot over the last year and can use some extra help. The community rallies and helps, and that's what we do.
Very much so.
And
we do have a very giving community around
Very much
here.
so.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not only this for everything, and people giving and taking part in the community is what makes the community work.
Absolutely.
And so we thank everyone for their participation.
That's why the fair is awesome, because it's a celebration of our community, our families, our lifestyle, our world, and it's an opportunity for the kids to grow and promote and to become better members of our community. But at the same time, it's a celebration of our community and all the things we do, why we do what we do in life. We come and celebrate it at the fair. That's what the fair is all about. So yes, come out and ride the rides to your heart's content. Eat as many funnel cakes and nachos till your stomach is spinning. Have fun, but support the real reason why we're here. Come out to the livestock arena. Come see some shows. Certainly come out Saturday morning to the junior livestock auction. Visit the education building. If you have never been in that building, it's one of the coolest gems of the fair. Every time you go there, there's 2 places in that building I check out every year. One is how big the pumpkins are, because that's where they keep those gelatinous the pumpkin grower guys. And those things are just insane. And the model railroaders is another tradition in there. And while you're in there, then they got the artwork with all the kids and adults, and you see all of that. So to me, it's one of the coolest buildings in the fair that I think a lot of people forget or pass by. They'll go in the commercial building or, the other place, and then they just seem to miss that avenue there with the education building and all that. So make a point to visit that area. Support these kids, support our community, and definitely just keep on walking over to the livestock ring as you go past the education building out there and head there and start and sit down. And I don't care what show it is. I don't care if it's chickens or heifers or pigs or goats or whatever it is. You're gonna enjoy what you're seeing out there.
Yeah, in the evenings, even if you're out there at night and you want to walk through that junior livestock building, remember those kids are out there working that project that they're expecting to try to get into the sale, but stop and watch what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's an art.
It is.
Some of these kids working, trimming hair, and I mean they're always sharpening their sword, right? I mean they're
exactly
out there
yeah
bathing these animals 2 or 3 times throughout the week and combing on them and this, that, and the other. So
it's almost
watch them. It's pretty cool.
I get tired just hearing their schedules. These kids at the week of the fair, because almost especially if they're more teenage age when they've been doing it for years, almost every one of them showing multiple animals.
Yeah.
And by the way, they're involved in another group with FFA or 4-H or something. So they're also there in their other club that isn't livestock related that they're supporting. And by the way, some of them are in school and they might have like honor society or some other
athletics
or band or some other
and
commitment.
Keep in mind, I mean, you look at it and you say, all right, it's the schedule of the fair, right? But it's not. I mean, these kids are doing this from the time they get that animal. I mean, no matter whether they're in school or football or whatever, I mean, they still got to raise that animal and feed it every day and walk it. And,
just for timeline purposes, like I'm sure it depends on the animal, but when these kids, when's that time frame where they kind of get the animal and say, all right, this animal is going to be for the Eastern New Mexico State Fair? When is that time frame where they get the animal and start that process of raising that animal?
Steers right now, they're already buying steers for next year.
Okay.
So if they give you the steers,
so it's a year out for them.
It's a year out for them. With the pigs, sheep, they'll start gathering a lot of those up February, March, April.
Okay.
Of this year for this year. And so chickens and rabbits, age-wise, a little different. Those broilers are on feed for about 6 or 8 weeks.
Okay.
So it's fairly short time frame.
General rule of thumb: the bigger the animal, the longer out they
pretty much
they have to get it and start raising it and taking care of it.
That's correct.
So chickens or rabbits. That probably makes sense why you generally see the older kids with the bigger. You know what I'm saying? Where the younger kids start out with rabbits and chickens because attention spans and things aren't there with kids that age, and so that's something a little more their speed. And as they maturing a little bit, it's like, all right, you've graduated from rabbit, we now give you a goat or something like that.
Well, and some of that may be true, but some of it's facility wise. Some people don't have the facilities to have large animals where chickens.
You don't have
and
a bunch
rabbits,
of acres, and some steer might not be your best
smaller
bet.
deal. And you see them do chickens and rabbits their whole career, but I mean it's. They get really good at doing what they're doing with chickens and rabbits.
Well,
and and like I say, they have a small facility and doing it in a small and
thanks to city ordinances and things, you can have a chicken coop depending on your neighborhood and things.
Right.
But that doesn't require a ranch to do that. And so a family can, in essence, have a little small garden and have a couple chickens back there and raise chickens.
Your initial investment can be smaller to be able to get into it and have that opportunity, because once you start, I mean, it's
is it like a bug?
Make that sale. I mean, once you're bit, you're bit.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these kids show, it's Chavez and Eddy County kids. I mean, all of them have showed at their respective counties. I mean, all of these kids have showed at their respective counties in some form or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Coming here, a lot of them went to state. Some of them will go on to national. So they'll show 3 or 4 times at different. So, I mean, it's not just this group of animals that they bring to Eastern.
Sure.
I mean, they've had other animals that they've bought at a different time and have got raised for this particular show or sale or whatever it may be.
I'm kind of curious, does the caliber of the animals and stuff differ from fair to fair? And what I mean by that, does the bigger the fair mean the bigger quality of animals, or is that not necessarily the case? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if you got more people from other areas, odds are they're going to bring. So those cows might look prettier than just say at the Chavez County Fair or the Eddy County Fair, or am I way off on that?
No, I think they're very competitive at all the fairs. I would say most of the time when you get them, you kind of project where you want to be, particularly pigs. You only have a certain amount of days that you can kind of have a weight range that you can show those pigs.
Smaller window,
A smaller window with pigs, and it probably has the smallest window of all the pigs do.
Okay.
But the other ones, you can kind of you got a bigger weight range, so you can kind of play a little bit with a weight range to get them to where you want them to be as far as shows.
Gotcha.
Probably most of the time you want to take your very best ones to State Fair or Eastern Fair, because that's where the competition is going to be the deepest, is at those 2 fairs or a national show. But like I say, those that are here at the Eastern Fair will be competitive, making different where they were at Albuquerque or where they go to national show. They're going to be competitive at those shows too.
Gotcha.
Top end of those animals.
So generally speaking, it's stiffer competition, but as far as the quality, you get it at every level.
That's right.
But you just might find more of it at a bigger fair versus a smaller fair.
Well, in the lighter weight classes, where you have lighter weights, those are going to grow and mature before the next show. So, and normally those are not going to be the grands or reserve grands. So they may hold on to those to go to another show, and then their weights will be a little higher. They'll be more competitive when they're in the heavier classes.
Gotcha. So. I'm kind of curious, because this is actually about the kids and things, but these kids all come from ranches and things. Some of them are from a commercial farm or ranch that's their day job as well as it is their hobby or something like that. How does that work reputation wise for farms and ranches? If they got a family and those kids are winning prizes at fairs all the time, does that up the status of the business side of things a little bit in the community, where they're like, hey, they got prize winning pigs every year that come out of that ranch. I'm next time I'm ready for bacon, I'm going over there. You know what I mean? Is that a marketing tool for some of these companies, or not so much?
It would be to a degree with those that raise like club type animals.
Okay.
I mean, if the kids that have their animals do well, then other people say, hey, that's where I want to go buy my next project from,
from
X, Y, or Z.
So I got you. So maybe not for the consumer level, but more in the world of showing animals and things like that.
Right.
I got you. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. I'm just curious, because I grew up in D.C. area, and I don't, my farm and ranching knowledge is not, it's
you do
visiting.
pretty good.
I visit stuff.
Do pretty good.
Yeah. so I grew up more of a city boy, so I don't have a whole lot of experience there. So I'm kind of genuinely curious, how the process works and stuff, because it's fascinating to me, and I love. And this is what I love so much about it is the livestock shows, is just the tradition and the families, because every year you see these kids and you just know this is their tradition. This is what they were born into, this, some of these kids. And I love to see that. But at the same token, I also love seeing these kids that maybe never had a pet before or had something, and they get one for the first time, and the level of which, the seriousness of which they treat it is kind of cool to me. I think that's pretty special. So that's what I love about the fair. It gives you those feelings all week long.
We got to thank our community. We have survey cards when all these kids and families leave out of here, and a lot of times, it's just overwhelming, the support that Chavez County has poured into the fair. Or, they love coming here. This is my favorite place to come show an animal. This is, it's just so. And that goes just from a great community.
And I can say this and you guys included, the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Board, and every single person that is a part of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair does a great job of welcoming, bringing, making people feel at home and feel a part of that. And so it does not surprise me that when the Eastern New Mexico State Fair, because we get people, sure, we have a lot of locals but
oh yeah,
check our hotels and everything. It's filled up. That next week going to be very full in this community, because we're going to have a lot of out of town people in town shopping and visiting, and to get those kind of, I love coming here, and it's because people treat them well. They can, and that translates outside the fairgrounds too. They have their favorite places they shop, their favorite restaurants they go to, their favorite hotels and lodging that they stay in, and all of that is us, the community, that makes that happen. And it starts with this fair board, but if we, the community, don't support that, it's going to make that fair board's job a lot harder to entice people to want to come next year. So it really has something that we all have to work in concert together and basically be good stewards of our community to others outside of it.
And I will say our fair board is all volunteer fair board, and little different as far as state fair. The state fair commission, their fair board's all appointed by the governor, and so there's not really any political ties for us as far as fair board members.
It's all passionate people that really want to see a great fair
and want to see things.
The volunteers just pour out. You don't ever have to look for somebody to help do a task at the junior livestock side of things, whether it be help a kid get an animal over to the sale ring or run a board during the pig show or whatever. There's always somebody willing and ready. So the volunteers that are pour out.
A product is always much better when you have a bunch of people that are passionate about the project doing it, not passionate about using it as a stepping stone to get to somewhere else.
Absolutely.
And when you're talking about governor appointments, those people are like, let me do a good job here so I can be the next whatever, something else.
What's next?
Every single person on this fair board's like, how do we make this fair better than last year's? That's their goal.
Which this year we're celebrating 100 years, right? So
we even got to that part. This is the 100th anniversary of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. We kind of swept over the headline there, but
older than the state fair, as a matter of fact.
It is, and I'm glad to see Larry Hobson's going to be the grand marshal for the. Talk about. Let's face it, his family, the Hobsons, we wouldn't have a fair without that man and his efforts and his family's efforts.
He put a lot of effort and passion into it for many, many years.
Yeah,
and we're very thankful.
Even though he's kind of retired, I don't know how much of a retired. You know what I'm saying? Is that in name only? I don't know about that.
That's true.
But again, please go to the Eastern New Mexico State Fair's website. That is your best resource for finding out any information, especially when it comes to livestock shows and things like that. The website, again, is www.enmsf.com. It's short for Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Also, like and follow the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Facebook page, because during the week of the fair, that's probably going to be your best friend. Because if there's because it happens every year.
Definitely the fastest way to get any updates.
Happens every year. There's going to be a rainstorm that comes through. Something's going to happen that's going to push events around. It's just, it's Murphy's Law. It just happens every year at the fair. It's a guarantee.
Yep.
And so when that happens, that Facebook page is really quick to say, hey, we had to delay the livestock show or delay the concert an hour but it's back here, or don't forget, tonight's the night. Make sure, it's ride armband night. This is the night you want to come ride rides. Come on, that to stay up to date on all that kind of information. The Facebook page is your best bet for that. So.
Yep.
Good deal. Jim, is there anything you guys wanted to share that we spaced out or spaced over or skipped or anything like that?
No, I think you covered everything quite well. I appreciate it, and appreciate y'all and all your time and effort to help us make the fair success.
Yes, thank y'all.
Well, thank you, and thank every one of those board members and every volunteer that makes this fair a success every year, because we couldn't talk about how cool that fair is without that support. And they do it year in and year out, through COVID, through like the post service, rain, sleet, or snow. Those folks are out there making the fair the best it can possibly be, and we it does not go unnoticed. We're very appreciative of that. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Despite the world we live in, we still appreciate the hard work and dedication. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is 9:54. Let's do a quick update for news and a couple commercials to pay for lunch before we go. Don't go away. We'll be back. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Thanks for joining us. Here's a look at what we are following today. First off, a Roswell-based cannabis retailer has opened the first shop in Artesia at the former Chaos Cafe restaurant. Pecos Valley Productions now has a total of 17 stores in New Mexico. It's the third one in Eddy County, according to the company's website. There are 2 other stores in Carlsbad. Artesia Community Development Director Jim McGuire told the Current Argus that there have been no other cannabis applications since the Artesia City Council approved a special use permit for Pecos Valley production last April. Officials with Holloman Air Force Base have confirmed that an airman has passed away. The news released on Sunday afternoon. Officials said the airman died in Alamogordo on Saturday. The airman's death is being investigated, and the name of the deceased has not been released. No other details were released either. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Amazon plans a second Prime Day-style shopping event next month. Amazon, the latest major retailer to offer holiday deals earlier this year to entice cautious consumers dealing with tighter budgets because of the ravages of inflation. Europe's largest economy is sending out recession signals, Germany's key future indicator pointing down for the 4th consecutive month. The British pound has fallen to an all-time low against the U.S. dollar after the government pledged a sweeping package of tax cuts and borrowing, fueling concerns about UK economic policy. The government's antitrust lawsuit against American Airlines and JetBlue due to kick off tomorrow. Wall Street's benchmarks modestly higher at mid-morning. The market remains uneasy about the future course of interest rates and about international developments. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price, and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For an estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
I'm Mitch Kurkowskis, Vice President of Strata Production Company, a local oil and gas business in Roswell. We must have representatives like Greg Nybert who know the economic drivers of this community and New Mexico. Greg has pushed back on efforts by liberal Democrats who are against oil and gas. With over 39 years' experience, Greg Nybert knows the jobs local oil and gas companies create, the opportunities we provide, and the prosperity we bring to our communities. Oil and gas accounts for over 40% of the state budget and has allowed our state to provide raises to educators and state police, and the rebate checks you received. Please vote for Greg Nybert for State Representative, District 59, to keep a strong conservative voice in our legislature.
I'm Greg Nybert, and I ask you to please vote for me for House District 59. Voting begins on October 11th, and Election Day is November 8th.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Representative. Richard Taylor, Treasurer.
This is Dallas Cowboys football 2022.
So here comes 3rd and 5.
Only heard here.
Inside the 10. Brady in the gun, 3rd down, snap back.
All season.
Looking around, flushed out. Parsons has sacked it. Parsons again.
Monday night, it's your Cowboys and the New York Giants.
Live from MetLife Stadium.
On this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Pre-game at 5, kickoff at 6 on Southeastern New Mexico's official Cowboys station, 92.9 The Brand.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
And that's going to do it for us. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of your day. Have an amazing day. Don't work too hard. And we'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you then.